Yeah, so that happened. Uh-huh. That's kind of crazy. So, you know what's the weird part? I didn't even notice myself. People had to go into tell me in the Twitch chat that the YouTube stream got nuked. I have zero idea. Zero clue, no idea what happened. Apparently the stream is just poof, right? It just went poof. And it didn't come back. I'm completely clueless. Because I didn't even get like a disconnection symbol on the stream. No, it just, like, on my game, right? My game continued, the Twitch stream continued. Everything else just didn't bother with it. Yep, long time no see is crazy, right? Crazy. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. PC crash out? No, the PC is still going, right? Like, I was continuing, the Twitch stream was going, I was playing the game. I don't know. You know what's kind of crazy? If we want to take advantage, like if we want to exploit the perfect basic attack support build for Narja, we need to get ourselves E2. I don't have E2. I don't think I even have E1. It took me 120, I think, the first time around to get Narja. But if we really wanted to make the most out of this synergy, it would have to be that way. Because the way the E2 works is every time you consume a stack of YouTube problem, I agree. Every time we consume a singular stack of veracity, there's a 25% chance we get another one. With the basic attack upgrade, we consume a bunch of stacks of veracity, but we also instantly get them back. So we would then slowly start accumulating more and more veracity stacks out of nowhere, just through the fact that we use a bunch of stacks, never lose them, but have a 25% chance to get more. Are we back? Yeah, looks like we're back. But for me, right, it was like I never left. People had to tell me that something was going very wrong. But yeah, we're gonna defeat the boss, quickly see what kind of copy target he gives us. I'm not too hopeful. Honestly, I'm not too hopeful for the run. I don't have any crazy expectations. Because in my opinion, the key card... You know, for one second, I thought we were gonna get another Oni Hunt, zero cost, Moon Slash, you know? But apparently that's not the case. Lag? Really now? Let me check YouTube statistics, analytics. Be annoying. Stream have. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can do. It says excellent and it says healthy. It says we're good. I think. So we should be fine. For the most part, that is. I thought this was the only one lagging because it's Saturday night here. It was you? Nah, you know what? At this point, we just gotta blame YouTube. YouTube seems to be doing weird things. No, wait. Let's just blame me, because I feel like for most other YouTube streams and whatnot, it doesn't usually have as many problems. So I think we're fine. We're just gonna assume I did something wrong. But hey, so long as it fixes itself at some point in the future, life good. Yeah. It's a beautiful ult. Alright, so copy target veracity control, if anything. Yeah, see, no veracity control, meaning this run is definitely hopeless. Blame the streamer, the classic? No. Blame. Yeah, but like blaming me does even seems kind of reasonable at this point. It's not even like a big issue or whatever. So what I was talking about, right, is about the ability to infinitely stack these to infinitely stack these veracity buffs by using this one, right? When veracity decreases, we have a 25% chance to gain 1 veracity. And then with this card right here, each time a basic attack card inflicts a hit, we get 1 veracity. But obviously, because we're inflicting hits with an attack card, we're also consuming veracity. Meaning with our Chizuru deck, we would be hitting twice per basic attack, because it's 2 hitters, right? So we'd be hitting twice per basic, giving us 2 stacks of veracity. So through 1 card usage, we hit 4 times. We consume but also gain 4 stacks of veracity, and one of them then might just be transformed into another veracity gain through the potential E2. And no homing lasers are unique cards, not basics. If you want to know what a card is, it's pretty simple. You click on the card and you look into the top left. You see how it says unique card for Cobalt Light, and then we're going to go, like, for example, Pulsefire. You see it says basic in the top. We go to Shining Core, it says unique in the top. We could go to Luke, and then Luke's bullets, if you click on them, it says common card in the top. So yeah, if you ever wanted to know what a card is, it's right there. Dude, my Narja hit Divine Epiphany on all unique cards and had duplicates of 3 of her cards, but some cards got removed due to save data limit. The deck was great. Getting a Divine on every single card and then multiple copies of a Divine, that's very costly. That's very expensive. If you use homing destroy, at least you must have homing with Epiph 3 Afterglow 1. Holy cost? Yes, holy cost. So if I use the homing destroy, at least I must have a homing with the 3rd Epiphany Afterglow 1. No. I would assume this one? You meant the 4th one? But no, you don't need that. You can absolutely just run 3 or 4 copies of the Destroy Laser and you'll be just fine. Alright. Can we start with the card removal early here? No. Alright, I guess we're making enemies weak again. Is it perfect, the implementation right now, to where if you don't get a removal, it feels kind of off? Not quite. But then again, it also kind of teaches you that even though some runs might seem over or might seem unsavable, they are by no means over, right? Like, we could just go in here, we start off with the 1 HP reduction, or the HP reduction to 1, and so long as we get a bunch of unique cards, or maybe some remove cards, or maybe some divine luck, then this run can still absolutely become a peak run. So we can at least give it a chance until we see what happens. Did I enjoy Enfield? Was it my cup of tea? I did my stream, right? I did my stream for Enfield 2 days ago, it was, right? Where we spent around 3 hours and 12 minutes to get our guaranteed banner character. Or our guaranteed standard character, and we ended up getting the same character you get on day 3 login. So that led me to, like, right, do the thing that I promised to do for the stream, and that was deinstalling the game. But I do I think I went through the pain. I went through the pain of... Okay, shit. So this one's already out again. Bottomless Hunger Epiphany early. But yeah, no, what I wanted to say, is I went through the pain of making another account, and hypothetically, I could make content for the game. I'm not even quite sure where it would start, you know? I have to figure things out. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I don't. We'll have to see. Alright, like... I'll give it a few days of thought, probably. Okay, so what's the game plan here? We have a lot of epiphanies already, that's at least good. Yeah, I mean, I think that the good part is the whole base building aspect, you just have to figure out how you can skip it. Right? Like that whole base building aspect, you just have to find the way for you to not have to worry about it. Like my idea is probably going to go around trying to find like 5 bases I can copy for like the 5 different things, like a gear farming base, material creation base, for like 2 different types. I don't know. I figure something out if I do, where I can have like blueprints lying around that are fully optimized and I can just swap between them, you know? I think that's how I can like make it nice and simple. Or maybe I get back into the base building because I'm kind of used to it from like the OG Arknights, I guess. So it wouldn't even be that big of a change. Okay, so we failed. So we're now 9 out of 11. 9 out of 11 on the Remnants of Failure. Interesting. That's still really good in ratio. It's still undercooked in the gachas. I mean, I guess they're getting there, right? One of the things that they like gave away another temple for the premium banner is quite nice. But yeah, it's very convoluted, right? The fact that if you do 120, you're guaranteed the raid up. But if you get the raid up early, the 120 disappears. But then also if you do 30, you get a free pull. So you can pretty much do 30 but do 40. But then if you do 60, you get a free pull, but only for the next banner. And if you don't use it on that banner, it disappears. But then also your 80 pity stays, but it doesn't count for the 120 pity for the next banner. Like, that thing you almost need like a business degree, right? You need a business degree or years and years of gacha experience to reliably see through all them systems. Oh, also the fact that like the raid up character is limited, but is not limited because they at least stay for the next 3 banners, but then they're gone. Will there be features to modify save data outside of a run? Yes, April. It's pretty much announced for Season 3. For Season 3, it's announced that we're going to get some type of way of obtaining so-called save data editing tickets, which are a resource that allows you to modify save data post-run completion. Oh, voluntary control early, didn't get the... Yep. So this one is like done, right? If we're looking for a Narja support for Chizuru, we just make it past the waypoint and we're pretty much done. I think we're close, right? Because we did not get the unique card. We did not get a good Bottomless Hunger Epiphany. There's no point, right? There's no point for me to go into the Forbidden Tunnel. We just made it past the waypoint as well. So nice and simple, nice and early. I do have to get to the first checkpoint. You need to make it past the halfway point. So the moment you can get to the Forbidden Tunnel, that's the moment when you can quit, right? Like you go in, and when the text appears, you can now obtain save data. That's when you want to quit to keep your map. Was on Season 2 on the roadmap, yes, but in the bottom right. And the main game mode they talked about being able to obtain it only comes in April. Right? Like, the roadmap, yes, it did have it early. I agree. But it did also say, like, the way they introduced it and the way they talked about it. The main acquisition source seems to be Chaos Assault. But we could see the save data tickets as early as Season 2, yes. You could quit on the waypoint and save? Yep, but by me getting to the waypoint, I didn't yet know if I wanted to quit the run. And you know, at this point, I don't mind losing the 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Like, I just do it after getting past the waypoint, just in case, purely for safety, purely to like ease my suspicions. Hey cuz, appreciate the follow, thank you very much. Do I have a mealtime focused deck? My biggest problem with mealtime is, regardless of how much you want to push it, it's a one-off, right? It's a one-off card. You cannot gain it back into your hand after playing it. All these buffs that add extra damage to it as well have one singular problem, and that is mealtime itself is a one-hit card. It only has one hit. So while, yes, we add a bunch of percentages on it, if we go with the lead veracity consume, every veracity consumes at 40%, yeah, we can go to 10, we can go to like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, maybe even, I don't know, 10,000%, but at the core of things, it's still unfortunately only a one-hitter. So we might have to like do something, I don't know, like bring in Owen. We have to bring in Owen just so we can add an extra hit to it, but I feel like that's probably not worth the effort. You just got in, what kind of deck are we currently building? We are trying to build a Narja to support a basic attack Chizuru. That's our goal. So we want preferably a Bottomless Hunger with a cost reduction epiphany and a Divine Draw epiphany. And we admit, like, that's like what I really want, but at minimum we need a veracity control that has the basic attack epiphany, right? That's kind of like the minimum. Instead of playing into veracity, could play into hit counts and copy shackles instead. Yeah, but you really do want veracity generation. Because if you have no veracity, you don't get any healing. If you have no veracity, you also cannot use predation. Right? Like, veracity is definitely an integral part that you want to make sure you at least have a little bit of. What about the 3-cost domain to go with the mealtime, or is that too one-hit oriented? No, that's totally fine, but you need to be aware. You need to be aware of what you're building then, because what you're building there has nothing to do with the support Narja. It's going to be basically her as a main DPS, and because she's then going to be a main DPS, that means you could now try and not care as much about veracity. You don't really need to worry about the cost reduction, because you would just bring other people that could do the cost reduction, that could do the card draw, and you would just treat her as a main DPS. If you go with the 3-cost domain that can do up to a 2-hitter and stacking as much damage with mealtime, you're pretty much just going down the full main DPS route, right? So I have a good feeling about this run. We have yet to see one of the cards we don't want epiphanied. We found a mutant sample. We started with the remove 1. We got ourselves a remove 1 event as well naturally. So yeah, dream start or dream card right now would be going into the Forbidden Tunnel and getting either the Portrait of Fury or the Forbidden Ego, right? So we have like extra draw source we can put into a Narja deck. If I could pick, I'd like to get the Portrait of Fury, but Ego would be fine as well. So none of those, which means we have to find a way to make Eternal Hunger work. Which isn't that difficult, because if we want to make Eternal Hunger work, we can just build a Veronica that has the Precision Aim neutral card, so that we can put the card back on top of the deck, draw it out of the deck, put it on top of the deck, draw it out of the deck type interaction. Okay, so Precision Aim Veronica, huh? Proof of existence? Divine? Divine. Okay, so current goal here, we have a 1 in 5, a 1 in 7. We want the 1 in 7 to land on Bottomless Hunger, preferably. Let's see if that happens. This is kind of exactly what I was looking for, but also not really. Yeah. So, let's see. If we want to make this deck work, yeah, that means we are kind of forced to play Veronica. Because if we pick up this lead variant here, we are going to lose the AP reduction aspect, from Narja, which means our AP needs to come from somewhere else. Luckily, we have a bit of a fix there on our on the fact that we have Eternal Hunger. So it looks like if this run goes through, right? We still have to see, do we get the right copy target? Does everything go accordingly? But if this run goes through, it looks like our main target is going to be bidding a Veronica as the third member after. Run the lead accessory and just free draw sounds good. It does, but the good part is because it has lead and it's a 1-cost card, there's a very high chance we get it for 0 cost anyway. And yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe we just go with the damaging artifact. Maybe we go with the lead version. There's a couple options here. So are you not going to use Inhibit? That's a good question. It's a good fucking question. Would we not use Inhibit? It kind of seems like it. Otherwise, there really isn't too much of a point. Which makes it a bit hard, right? Which makes it a bit hard, the fact that we got the Veracity lead draw version rather than the cost reduction plus draw version. But then again, it's honestly super easy. It should be super easy in terms of what, when it comes to Divines, right? When it comes to Divines, getting a card like this should be super, super easy. And that is because anytime we hit Bottomless Hunger, outside of the upgrade card, we can only ever get +1 AP or +1 draw. So there should, because the neutral version would be good, the reduced cost by 2 would be good, and the Veracity 3 reduced cost by 2 after Veracity usage would be good as well. Meaning that we have a very, very high chance of getting the Bottomless Hunger we're looking for every time we hit it. And due to the way how the Forbidden Tunnel works with the random Divines or even with the select Divines, we should definitely see a bunch of chances for us to, yeah, get the card we desire. I have a nasty Narja death buff build with the duplicate monster card. Ooh. Key Fox? Nice. That's strong. Key Fox is nasty. I have Chizuru to secure me with 2 hits with 3 copies. Is it worth it to go back and try to get 4? Mathematically, you're better off, right? Mathematically, you're better off getting 3 copies of the 2-hitter and 2 copies of the damage boosting Oni Hunt, right? It's the combination of adding hits and getting the damage boosting Oni Hunt, so either the 40% base or preferably the 1-hit 60% version. That is what truly creates a monster. It's the synergy between buffing hits and buffing damage at the same time. So the most optimal would probably be a 2-2 copy split, but any copy where you have like 3 of one and 2 of the other would go just as well. This is kind of interesting. Like, I know us picking the Veracity one maybe would have been a little smarter, but I like the idea of getting a bunch of Veracity from the lead card, getting the ability to consume all that Veracity to buff a card, and then also generate Veracity just through the basics. So that means we now need to get Veracity control. We need to get Veracity control on the basic attack version and maybe even get copies of the lead card. What do we have here? Active 2, activate 2 other. I mean, sure, activate 2 other, why not? More hard-hitting team, you don't need to find a healer for sustain. We have 2 healers actually, in a sense. So, our Chizuru can heal us whenever we make it to 2 copies, or to the 3rd stack of her purple card. Probably won't happen. But no, we do heal ourselves with Narja. Narja can get us 40% heal per Veracity stack, and so long as we just generate a bunch of Veracity, we basically heal for a crazy amount. Why didn't you tell me that Narja, Chizuru and Magna was so much fun in Tower? Narja, Chizuru and Magna. Wanna share the decks you're using? I'd be interested. So if you want to, go to the Discord, post your 3 decks that you're talking about in that combination, ping me in the message, and we can have a look on stream. Narja, Chizuru, Magna, huh? I'd be very interested to see what kind of devious shenanigan you came up with. Is there anything to even farm for Season 2 if I'm not pulling 9? See, specifically if you're pulling 9, you probably don't want to farm. It's not like you don't want to farm now, but keep in mind, when 9 releases, we'll also get a new Seasonal Chaos. And that new Seasonal Chaos will give Season 2 save data. And that Season 2 save data will be used for, I don't know, some kind of event. And that means regardless of if you do or do not summon for her, you'll have to do Season 2 anyway. You know what I mean? Send me that Discord link. It's below. Just click on the stream description. It's the first link. What do you think the save data editing tickets will be able to do? They already talked about it. The save data editing tickets will have the ability to change the copy of one card to copying another card, or they would have the ability to change the epiphany of an already epiphanied card. So they basically do magic. Alright? So they're pretty much dark magic. That's what you need to know. Oh, I really thought we were gonna break here. Ooh, so we might even get the chance to Veracity. Ooh. Okay, question. Do we even want Voracity Control as a copy target? Or would we rather make sure we get this multi-copied? Like, what would I gain by getting Voluntary Control copied before it epiphanies? Is there a version of this I really need or want? Veracity is fewer than 6 days. So we could gain more veracity. I mean, it would be a reliable way to get predation, I guess. Yeah, but no, I don't think we need that. So we probably undo that. Does predation scale off each veracity stack? You can never consume predation unless you have a veracity stack to go alongside of it. So if you have 10 predation stacks, but only 1 stack of veracity, you can only consume 1 stack of predation. So aim 2 bottomless hunger and 3 voluntary control. I don't know. I like the way bottomless hunger looks right now. Though it is definitely going to be troublesome in the AP department, I agree. Theorycraft King, I don't know. We're stumbling around and we're stumbling into decent decks, at least at the minimum. Oh, also the Narja has 2 versions of Bottomless Hunger. One with reduced cost when attacking and the other that just reduces. Yes, both of them would be fine. But I like the Veracity one more because you usually attack any... So, I got the card, asked you if we should keep the card, undid the turn to get the card, so we don't have the card, to then take the card before we do the copy event. Fantastic. We did all of that yapping for nothing. And there you go. I told you. It's here. It's right there. Like, we could have avoided that scenario, and it wouldn't even have been that difficult. It wouldn't have even been that hard to avoid it. That's crazy. Silly goose moment. Am I awake right now? Like, am I playing this game? Did y'all see where I put the card? I put the card into the Chizuru deck. So, yeah. I guess that's Forbidden Hunger is not happening on Narja. Wow. Awesome. Fantastic. We are lost. Yep. I lost all my marbles. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we just see what the run turns into at this point. Here we could get an additional shop. Alright, sure. Sanity damage, maybe. But yeah, you're correct. I might just need a bit more hydration. So, yeah, you know what I have here? It's vitamin water. But can you guess the flavor? Alright, how about that? This is vitamin water with the specific flavor. And y'all have to guess it. And I'll only tell you what it is if you can guess the flavor. Yep. I'll only let you know what it is if you can actually guess the flavor. Nope. Nope. I look at chat and I'll only tell you if you actually have it or not. Narja flavor is crazy work. Serenia flavor, huh? Alright, I'll give you a hint. It's something I would consider it to be exotic. Yeah, definitely. It's outside of the norm and it made me go, huh. So that's what you can drink apparently. Is it a trick question? Has no flavor? No, there is flavor. It's not a trick question. Durian, isn't that the thing that like smells really bad? Nope. How veracity on hint works? The game has poor translation. If you hit something, you use veracity. Right? You use veracity per hit. Yeah, it's a fruit. It is a fruit. But you haven't named it yet. Lemon, olive, olive. What the hell? Rambutan, peach. Nope. Not yet. I told you that thing is outrageous. I did not think they were gonna make something like that. Nope. Not yet. I don't think I missed it. Yeah. I'll wait. I wait until somebody finds it. Guanabana. What is that? Guanabana. What is that? Which region is it from? It's considered tropical. How about that? It's something I would say I would label it as exotic, and the Google said it's a tropical fruit. Barbecue. Ah, you got me. Yep, the barbecue fruit. Let's see. How about the flavor? Is it good? It's hard to describe because I never had that in my life, so I don't know if the flavor is true or not. Is it the devil fruit? No. It also has fruit in its name. How about that? So, it has fruit in its name. It's exotic. And I did not expect that to find it on it. Hey! Yep. He got it. One of you got it right. It's legit this thing right here. It's star fruit flavor. It's vitamin water with star fruit flavor. If you can believe it. It is star fruit flavored vitamin water. I have no idea how that would taste, and that's why I can't quite tell you if it makes sense or not. What did you win? I don't know. My applause for being the first to get it right. So yeah, star fruit flavor. That's a fake fruit. Alright, sure. See, that's the thing. I'm not a star fruit expert. Applause for you. Yep, close enough. How did I buy this in the first place? Wanna know how it worked? I opened my door, stepped outside, and stumbled over it. Like, this shit legit stood in front of my door, and I stumbled over it in the morning. That's how I found it. So yeah, I just opened the door, got myself some breakfast, stumbled over a 6-pack of starfruit flavored vitamin water, and that's how we got our hands on it. And no, I obviously did not steal it. I did not steal it from no neighbors. But yeah, that's my starfruit vitamin flavored story for today. Yeah, they did just, I opened the door, I looked straight ahead, and they just stood in the front and I just ran into them. Because I did not expect them to be there. For free, yeah, I didn't have to pay for them. But obviously, somebody had to pay for them, it just wasn't me. It's similar to apple/pear/lemon, maybe. Maybe it is. I couldn't tell you, because I have no idea. It's starfruit. Caribbean classic. Ah, okay. You never even knew there was a fruit called starfruit? I heard about it basically like this. Like, you see this right here? This is how I learned about the starfruit. By playing Plants vs. Zombies and just seeing the starfruit there. That's probably my, like, most reliable point of contact with the starfruit in general. But also, hey, I mean, it looks like a star. It's kind of fancy, huh? Free shit, it tastes delicious. Free stuff always tastes delicious. Aww, she's breaking down because of her guilt. Why is she guilty? I do not know. When the save data editing is gonna be released, season 3 or 4? Looks like season 3 at the minimum. Maybe half or end of season 2 as well. Oh, Divine. I mean, that's kind of fun. So, I feel like we have a very unconventional Narja deck at the moment. In Vietnam, it's called by Kie. I don't know. Okay. I need to know how this is pronounced. Vietnamese. K. It sounds similar to K with a sharp rising tone. K? Maybe like that. I don't know. Will I make a tier list? For what? You mean for the characters in the game? I don't know. It never feels too good to make a Chaos Zero Nightmare tier list because, you know, some things they just aren't meant to be. Right? There is... Oh! We got the damage increase chess piece. Right, like some things they just don't really go well together. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like making tier lists about things that aren't like super character based, right? Like I can make a gear tier list, I can make a partner tier list. All these things they come a lot easier and feel a lot more, I don't know, valid, but like just ranking characters, it depends, right? Like maybe I could do like an in chaos run tier list or like a healer tier list, but nothing where it's like, oh yeah, here main DPS, here yada yada, you only need to play this. I don't know. Yes, we got the God Chizuru build, yeah. That's what we got yesterday, and that's what we're kind of trying to like build a Narja deck around for now. Hey! She's hitting us. That's not fair. Welcome back. Just in time, because oh my, these guys would annihilate us. Character design tier list. Easiest to build tier list, Mei Lin would probably be S tier. Because of the fact that you remove one shield and you're done, right? Hottest dudes tier list, there's like 3 people. There's like 3 contestants, what you mean? Cthulhu! Okay. So, oh wait, but Narja has things backwards, doesn't she? Like, usually, this chess piece would be incredibly goated on no matter who, but Narja kinda can get a really good chess piece by just getting the defense percentage multiplicative one. That's annoying. In a good, bad way? I don't know. So Narja definitely is one of those weird cases, I'm just gonna label her as. If going for the Chizuru basic build, if I get a +1 draw on the Oni, Moni / Epiphany, should I continue or go for 0 cost instead? You know what? I would probably prefer the 1 draw. Because you're getting incredible draw value and you can always use Narja to do the cost reduction for you instead, right? Like if I could pick, I feel like I would gravitate a bit more, but at the minimum, they should be around equal. Like at the minimum, you know? Wait, this is gonna be a crazy amount of damage, no? So this is going to give us 200% extra damage and 3 predation stacks. And this one, now that we have both the predation and the other stack, it's gonna trigger twice. Not bad. You just have 2 million units? Same. I'm also, I'm on 1.5. I'm on 1.5 million units. So, I'm also a little on the shorter side. But what is this run? Right? Like, Cthulhu gun, memorandum chest piece, emblem of exceptional entity, yeah, a mutant sample, interesting divine, weird bottomless hunger, suspicious shackles of hunger. We do need the epiphanies though for voluntary control. Yeah. Copy event? No. Ah, okay, come on. Give me a divine voluntary control. Something awesome. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Okay, people. Do we skip? Like, this would be high risk, no real reward. If we don't pay for the like, if we skip here and take this one, we could then hypothetically, or should we build a different build? Like, should we try to get away from the idea of making a basic attack build in the first place? High risk, no reward? No, there is a reward. We could get a different divine or save ourselves 20 save data points by getting voluntary control with either no divine or a different one. We're talking about the basic one, right? But keep the basic attack one. But I don't know, I feel like the deck is definitely going in a direction, and I'm not entirely sure in which direction it's going. You vote 1. Because I don't know if if we would even use this build for basic attack. For like basic attack Chizuru, you know what I mean? Like we probably wouldn't even use this, right? Like look at this. It might have started out as being a hypothetical like basic attack build, but we have the Veracity consumption plus predation, the Veracity creation plus consumption for mealtime damage, the Domain of Veracity multi-hit so long as we have predation and Veracity, and now the 9-stack or potential 3-stack predation gain. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a deck I thought I was looking for. Yeah. Now, that sums it up quite well. This is not a deck I thought I was looking for. Because I'm quite certain I'm not looking for this deck, but what can you do, right? There's Ray cards from that expands for basics. Yeah, but I really want the synergy between Narja and Chizuru through the basic attack unique card. Because not only is it 2.5 stacks of morale, but in total a guaranteed 4 stacks of morale for every single hit that also makes every single hit heal. Like that, the value is crazy. You play the card, you get 4 stacks of morale, and every one of your basic attacks heals, and that's always the case. Right? Like the value of that card is really high. Okay, this should be coin. Can't wait to go crazy with deck builds once we get the rerolls. Do keep in mind the rerolls, they'll happen in run as well, right? So I guess, you know, something that's going to become even more popular is the idea of selling gear pieces besides on the character that you're building, right? Because you really need, you're gonna need like the coins, the credits to afford these rerolls at the rest points. But I can't get on the Discord, so no show, no case of my manga, Narja Chizuru build. If you're using Imgur, you can send an Imgur link. I think that's right, like you could just upload it there and just send the link. Did I E6 Narja? My Narja is E0. You're interested to knowing what happens if you take a divine and then go to the reroll? Yeah, we'll have to see. Like, I would assume it's just gonna naturally reroll, but keep in mind they increased the divine rates. So, divine rates are, I think, at the moment speculated to be like a 1 in 5. So, maybe they increased them to like a 1 in 4. So that even if you do... Because, what would be better? The ability to reroll a card from a normal epiphany into a hypothetical divine? Or to only be able to roll normal into normal? So, okay, what would y'all say is better? You can go from normal into divine or normal, or you can only go from divine into divine from normal into normal. What would be better? What would you prefer? If you could make a choice, What would you prefer? The ability to go from divine to normal, or from normal to divine, or only from divine to divine, normal to normal? Fake epiphanies is the reason why epiphanies are hard. Fake epiphanies are good. There's some really good fake epiphanies. You can make some pretty disgusting things with fake epiphanies. But yeah, they do make it harder. They do. But we don't know the odds, right? Like, I don't know how likely you are to get a fake epiphany versus a normal epiphany versus whatever the hell. Alright, let's see if we can even get the copy event. Normal to divine. Kind of wish we could choose to deny a divine epiphany to turn it into the normal version of the epiphany. I mean, that happens rarely, right? It happens very rarely that you run into a divine version of the card that you want, but you can't take it due to save data overload. I feel like that's a very, very minute problem. Something that generally doesn't affect anyone, right? Like, usually you build your deck and you find a divine and you find space. Otherwise, you just, yeah, right? You know what I mean, huh? So, we only have, what? 2 more question marks going for us to get a divine? Or is it 1 more? I don't know. We don't have a lot, to get a copy event, sorry. Ooh! We have an epiphany for our other veracity control. The first one. You just got myself a fake divine epiphany, snagged him with 1 morale, 1 draw. Yeah, that's not bad. Because of the fact that the 1 morale stays permanently for the whole duration of the fight. Meaning that even though you exhaust snack time, it still has value for the entirety of the fight, right? Divine, okay. What? Didn't we just get that selection? Like, I know it's a different god, but that's basically the same thing. It's once again voluntary control with 0 cost and voluntary control with 9 cost, and then I think the middle one might have been the same as well. Yep, looks like we won the wrong lottery. Now, do we pick up the basic, or do we continue with just stacking veracity and predation through voluntary control? I don't know. Time to make the basic attack team? I mean, that's what we're working on. That's the whole idea between our Narja Chizuru synergy. But, I mean... Do you refuse God's offer? Nah, take it back. Here, try again. Last time you choose wrong, try again. I don't know if I want this in here. Yeah, even more of this. I don't know why we would need so many stacks, but they would definitely help. Yeah, we can get a basic attack build later. We can definitely get a basic attack build later. I mean, it doesn't look like it's too hard to get. You can just get a divine version thrown after you. Copy event. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy money, cash money. And yeah, we probably go. Ooh, I'd say the draw version, right? Continue with the draw version instead of going with the domain. Because yeah, sure, the domain would be DPS, but bottomless hunger would be even more DPS stacking, or maybe not. don't know. Fuck. Let's just go with Bottomless Hunger for now. Okay, what's our save data cost looking like? 70. Which means it's time we sell a basic here. Right? So if we sell a basic here, we could then still sell a basic in the core of Discord after. Yeah. Alright, so let's see what kind of copy we get as the final one. The copy event feels a lot more consistent. Yeah, I'd give it like a... around like a, I don't know, 90% chance of appearing. The only issue again still is just the fact that it's a pick 3 rather than the select copy, right? Yeah, the neutral cards we'll put in after. Because luckily we have the core of Discord, so we can get our final copy first. See our save data cost, see our total cost. And then just go to the shop after here. And then hopefully, right? Hopefully get ourselves something nice. Yeah, it's a lot of predation and a lot of veracity, indeed. But we're not really getting a lot of cards to play all our fancy cards, you know? Alright, now we should get... Yep, perfect. Now we can get all of those back. So now we can get 3 stacks. Now we can get 3 stacks of predation. And then we can hit him with the double hitter. No crit, unfortunately. Damn! Why the hell did she do 1000 damage with her basic attack? Probably because we have so many predation stacks. I guess we get us some more. So now we gain 10 veracity stacks, 5 predation stacks. What is our current stack count? 16 veracity, 3 predation. Okay, it's not that many. Not that many. Okay, so once again we can consume 5 veracity to increase the next attack card's damage by 200% and gain even more predation just in case. Alright. You know, I found a mistake, you could say, in terms of how these cards interact together. I'll explain in a second. First we need to see if we hit the copy event. Oh, okay. Now what do we do here? Damage boost, mealtime boost. Huh. I guess bottomless hunger. So, what I wanted to point out, right? What I want to point out is the... there's a card in this game, and I've been underestimating it a little bit, right? And that is this card right here. So what it says is that it decreases your veracity by 5, and adds plus 40% damage amount to the next used attack card for each amount decreased. So up to 200%, right? The thing here is, though, it adds this 200% damage bonus to every single hit of the next used attack card. So if you combine this Shackles of Hunger with, let's say, a Dancer the Bullet Demon, Maelin Spiral Kick, Chizuru Moon Slash, like these kinds of cards that go into like the 10s, the 20s, potentially hundreds of hits, every single one of these hits is going to get the additional 200%, right? So rather than it adding 200% to the next hit, making it only useful for like big burst one-hit impacts, the more hits an attack card has, the more overpowered this card. Yeah. Okay, what's our save data looking like? 140 out of 170. $20, $30, $50 makes 100. We did get a mutant set. Put in a neutral card or remove the last basics. Like, remove one basic or put in a neutral card. Huh. Remove basic to make it clean. But what if the value of the neutral card we add is higher for the deck than just removing the basic? Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. We'll have a look at the options. We'll do training, we'll do shop. I think one of the biggest values, I'd say, is probably going to be confiscation. Right? I could see confiscation being really big. What else? Yeah, confiscation is really the one card that comes to mind instantly. It's probably confiscation. Our ability to we'd have to get it on like a different character, but the ability to just draw a neutral card or have a card that is 0 cost and draw 1 replaces itself, but can also help us draw a forbidden card. What if the card gets a God Epiphany? See, that's the fun part about the core of Discord. We can just get the card and quit. We don't even have to get an Epiphany for the card, right? We can just get the card and quit, or we can get the card, Epiphany it at the final boss into something neutral. If we can't get a good neutral, we can then quit anyway as well, right? You have a ton of freedom in terms of if you want it to be 20 save data, if you want to do it 30, or the like, right? So, let's see. If we can find a confiscation, I'd probably take it. No confiscation here. It's a confiscation. I do believe confiscation as a card adds more value to this deck than us removing defensive response. Right? Yeah, like I feel like that should be better. Even though we'd have to get the forbidden card on somebody else's deck, that doesn't really take away from this card itself. Now, the best neutral we could get would be 1 morale, right? If we can get one Mora, that'd be awesome, because then we're going to be exactly at 170 out of 170. And we're also going to take the Epiphany. See, there isn't... is there an Epiphany? No, there is no Epiphany, right? So it never was going to happen. So we're not going to beat the boss. There's no point. Not only am I going to lose the map, but I gain nothing. So we can just quit here, keep the map, get the deck, don't get the Epiphany version. Even if there was like a godly version, I could have just undone it and went back in again. So yeah, we keep the deck, we keep the map, we have whatever we need, and yeah, the deck is done. Is it the one I was looking for? No. Is it the one I needed? Probably no as well. Is it the one we got? Yes, we did. Okay, it's time to get Narja out of mental breakdance again. I think she has like 15, 20 save datas in mental breakdance land. 80% is okay enough. Now, what can we do with that deck, though? Right? Like, what can I do with this Narja deck? I don't know. So, we have about as offensive a setup as you could find. Like this right here, people, is the dream setup for any DPS. For the most part, right? Okay, you could argue that the plus 20% on Forbidden Card play actually ends up being more damage, right? This one here. But it's kind of lame, you know, because it's not gold. But yeah, this is technically better. But yeah, no, we have this one. We have the 30% damage increase on hit. So long as we get hit 3 times, that's a free multi on the chest piece. And we also found Cthulhu Gun. Only problem, she's unfortunately defense based. So it's not as perfect as it would be elsewhere. So we have ourselves the decrease by 5 damage increase plus predation. The Voracity 7 plus Voracity consumption equals damage to mealtime withdraw 3 times. The 2 times 9 Voracity and 3 predation. And the 2 cost big damage domain of Voracity, as well as a mealtime and a confiscation. Huh. Do you think they bring a new core Discord for Season 2? They talked about hidden bosses already, yes. They already talked about the Season 2 having hidden bosses in the article for Season 2. I think we can check it out again. I'll see if I can find it with you together. But pretty much, yes. Should you farm for decks or wait Season 2? Should you play the game or wait? That's entirely up to you. If you want to play the game, play the game. If you feel like you're either burned out or you don't really feel like playing Chaos because it's not fun or whatever, then sure, wait for Season 2. Like, you can use it in the tower, you can use it in hyperspace, you could use it in simulation, you could use it in weekly bosses. That's where you can use the current save data. The only question is what kind of like exclusive mode do we get, right? So where did they talk about hidden bosses? Here. But this is going to be like middle of the season, right? Environment variables, enabling encounters with hidden bosses. Multiple as well, right? So enabling encounters with hidden bosses, which could mean another fight after, right? Like a core Discord-esque area. And also something that has me very excited is this. Like, sure, you could be like, maybe they misspoke, but it clearly says multiple. Right? The interior bosses of season regions. Can we get different bosses? That'd be awesome. Have I finished the tower? Yes. We've beaten the tower on stage 70 to 75 with, I think at the moment, 5 different teams. If I stretch it. But yeah, no, we still need our deck. Yeah, so what I want is a draw-based basic attack veracity control using or utilizing Narja. So my dream, right, is we get ourselves the veracity control basic, and we get ourselves 4 copies of Bottomless Hunger with either the fake epiphany for cost reduction, the veracity epiphany for cost reduction, or just the standard cost reduction with 1 draw as a godly divine epiphany. And yes, it sounds like greed incarnate and it's never gonna happen, but the odds are really fucking good for us to get that, so that's why we want to get it. Where would you flex a Narja build? There's a channel on the Discord called Flex. You can go in there, and then you can ping me on the Discord with @WG, and then you tell me that you did it, and then we can check it out on stream. Alrighty, so Homing Laser goes, Karmic Flames go, because none of them can turn unique. This fate can be one of the best fates in the entire game, on the singular condition that you're playing on the Order planet. If you're playing on the Order planet, this is one of the best fates you'll ever find. If you're not playing on the Order planet, it's a little tough. Oh, also, this is good. This is a good fate. So the reason why I consider this fate to be good is because, especially in the core of Discord, you have 1 resting area, 1 shop, which means 2 opportunities to train. And with this 50% chance for increase of forbidden cards, you are 100% guaranteed to get a forbidden catalyst card as a training option. Because the base rate is 50% and this one increases it by 50. So whenever we need an additional forbidden card, like a confiscation, like, I don't know, something else, huh? Maybe like a draw neutral, the like Raven Bird draw neutral upgrade card. If we need something like that, nice and simple to get. We just have to train, and we are very likely to get it. And we're also only going to pay 50 coins for it instead of like a full price 100. Yeah, I saw it. I just had to finish my thought and look at the map. Okay, what do you have, boy? What do you have? What do you want to share with us? Okay, 0 cost voluntary control with draw 1 neutral epiphany 3 times. The 3 veracity 2 times. The veracity standard epiphany, the veracity consumption predation increase, a forbidden engraved malice, 1 basic, the 0 cost card reduction on the ring slot, and an offensive chess piece and weapon. That's a sweet deck. Sorry to ask again, dude, but did you do Tower on stream so I can go back and watch it? Yes, there's a stream where it's stage 70 to 75, right? I think it's like on the thumbnail. I think it's two or 3 days ago. Was the day it came out, so Wednesday stream. Yeah. Though keep in mind, we might not have done it in the most intuitive way. What you want to do if you want to beat Tower Stage 60 is you want to get out the good old friend Wanderer of the Void, right? You want to get yourself your Wanderer of the Void so you can stop the blue pot boss from losing action count. That makes it incredibly much more realistic, incredibly easier. And yeah. Hey, we have a good amount of removal. Like, even though, yeah, sure, the card could have went into like a unique card or whatnot, but yeah, we're basically down to bare bones in terms of removal. We did start with the 2 removal, we now got an additional removal. One of the cards is naturally unique. Not too bad. We kind of need a mutant sample. That's a bit of the problem, right? Like, it's a luxury that only really Lab Zero and Blue Pot have. But if you're hunting for like a divine deck, then you better get a mutant sample, otherwise it's not really worth it, right? It's not really worth it because you need to keep in 2, hypothetically 3 basics if you want to make it happen. Whenever you feel like it's a good time, may I ask for your opinion on a bit I also posted on Flex? Sure. What? Why not? Let's have a look. Okay. So we have the 1 AP Triple Epiphany on the move to hand Shackles of Hunger with the 1 Veracity, double basics in, 10 Veracity, 1 Predation attack card, one of them being the defense based with draw, one of them being the 3 Veracity with the cost reduction, one of them being the Wanderer of the Void with 1 morale, the 30% increased damage to singular enemy ring, and a defense-based damage taken Domain of Veracity. That's pretty good. That is pretty good and damn versatile. The only thing you might need is a bit more outside card draw. Due to you, yes, you have the AP, right? You have the AP, you get all the cards to your hand, which means you also don't have to draw them, which is fucking awesome. You also have 3 copies of it, so at minimum you always get 3 Veracity, so you can always, right, use up 3 Veracity because they give 3 Veracity because you have 3 copies. And you do have the 0 cost Bottomless Hunger. This is a really good DPS / defense-based damage boosting mix. A lot of AP gen, a lot of cost reduction, a lot of Veracity gain. The only thing is, like, you might just have to get a bit of draw from the side, right? Like, the cherry on top probably would have been Wanderer of the Void being a forbidden card instead. That probably would have been the cherry on top, but no, this deck is incredibly solid. AP generation, defense-based damage up, defense-based damage taken up, some draw, card cost reduction, because keep in mind, these 3 cards always move to your hand, which means you never have to draw them, so you could treat them as 3 retain cards, so then your deck is like 3 cards shorter than it would usually be, so it flows together well. It's very fancy. Oh, do they give Veracity if they come from the graveyard though? Yes, they do. They always will. Like, attunement means whenever the card gets to your hand, regardless of how it got there, you get the effect, right? So, for example, what you could do as well is use something like a Precision Aim to put the Veracity gen back on deck, draw it, back on deck, draw it, or Adagio as well, and it's going to multi-trigger the Veracity gain. It should though. Okay, so we get the Epiphany early. I mean, who knows? Maybe we can make up for it. But I would have liked to see a Divine Epiphany here. Is it super arrogant? Hell yeah. But that's kind of what I'm aiming for, because we have such a nice Chizuru deck. We might as well boost it with a little extra, you know? We'll just see what the Forbidden Tunnel has for us in store. WG Endman needs you. My factory exploded. Did it? Maybe it did. Maybe it did not. I would rather say my old factory got disintegrated. That comes quite close. But no, yeah. Alright, so Forbidden Tunnel is there. So we can now go down, through, up, and we should be fine. Can we see the Chizuru deck? I can do a temporary return at the waypoint. Sure. Okay, voluntary control early. Okay, yeah, so this wouldn't have been a divine run anyway, but is it that bad? So, I would say if we can get a Portrait of Fury, from the Forbidden Tunnel, this run still has a lot of potential. That's the way I currently see this run. I quit Arknights already? I uninstalled the game after my first account, but I do have another account that I re-rolled yesterday. And the account is quite nasty, so I could continue playing. Alright, so you wanted to see the Chizuru deck, didn't you? There you go. Is nasty a positive word? Yes. It's unrelatable as fuck. that's the current stand of being of my second Arknights account. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you though. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise for the future. But yeah, here's the Chizuru deck. You've been min-maxing your factory for the last 3 hours now. Hey, big up factory. You better show you before you raid the house. I'll tell you one thing. I have one of the very special 6 stars. That's the only thing I'm gonna say for now. No, it's rarer than the raid up character. Alright, so, can we get a Forbidden Hunger? Can we get a Forbidden Hunger? A Panda? Isn't his name like the Pan or something? So, what do we want here? Shackles of Hunger, Voluntary Control, Bottomless Hunger, Mealtime. There's one missing. But do I want a copy of it? No. Do I want it Epiphany? No. So I think we're just gonna take the stress. Bro got Milana? Yeah, sure. We got character that isn't even released yet. Yeah. I don't know if I can... I don't know. Is that good enough? For like a Narja basic deck? Like Forbidden Hunger would have been amazing. Forbidden Ego would have been really sweet as well. But the one draw to activate? I don't know. We're not even getting like a funky divine. Aww. Yeah, the tutorial is definitely stretched by a lot and it takes a lot of time for sure. Narja, Chizuru. We're bidding Narja right now, so let's just go with Narja. Yes, you can. So the way you can get them is you need to fail the 50-50 on the premium banner and then hit a 1 in 7. Or I guess it's a 2 in 7. So you need to first get a 6 on the premium banner, fail the 50-50, and then avoid the basic characters and get one of the two hidden special characters, Yvonne and Gilberta, as a unit, right? So yeah, it's RNG as fuck. What are we bidding for? We're currently bidding for Chizuru, and we want a nice Narja to go alongside of it. That's what we're bidding. I'm lying the whole time? What? No, I'm not lying. I am building a deck for Chizuru, and you can get Yvonne and Gilberta early. You just need to fail the 50-50 and hit a 2 in 7. Nice and simple. How many pulls did I do? You don't want to know. You like, honestly, I don't want to show you, because then you're gonna tell me I need to deinstall the game and that it's not fair. So I'm just gonna keep that secret. Am I free to play? What do you mean in that game yet? Right? Like, we clearly were free to play for our first reroll. Now the question is, are we still on our other account? That's a big question, right? That's a very important question. A lot of people ask a lot of important questions. And you know, I have that one friend, he's a very good friend. And that friend of mine, he also asks a lot of important questions. And he also does a lot of discussions in regard if something is a free to play or not, right? PayPal is disabled, and it's been that like that for like 30 hours already. Do I support the land breakers and their motive? I have no idea. I know that they're called land breakers, and I'd assume they're breaking the land. I don't know why they're doing it, but I think whenever the game tells me to kill them, I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing. Why are we running Chizuru instead of Veronica, by the way? Isn't she better for copy chance? Yeah, but you know, the problem is, if you label a stream, just think about it like this. If I label a stream unlocking Narja and Chizuru synergy, right? And I already have the Chizuru deck finished, and I now want to do the Narja deck for Chizuru. But then I run Narja, but I don't have Chizuru in the team. There's going to be a couple people that click on the stream and are like, okay, but where is Narja Chizuru? You know? And at the end of the day, there really isn't much of a difference. It's the difference between 2 guaranteed uniques and 1 potential one versus 1 guaranteed unique and 2 potential ones. It ends up being eerily similar, right? Like, it's pretty much same copy odds, and it just drives the point a bit more home on what we're doing here, right? It really doesn't hurt me, you know? It's same outcome, same. Aha, so we're getting a Chizuru card. I don't want a Chizuru card. No offense. Just following orders? Exactly. I don't really question stuff. I'm just doing my job, you know? Best memory fragments for Kalip in general. If you're not running her with any source of cost reduction, like if you're running her with AP gen, it's fine. If you're running her without AP gen or any cost reduction, it's fine as well. The best set, I'd say, is the 4-piece 20% crit chance to 2 cost or higher cards. But the moment you run any sort of like cost reduction like Narja, like Chizuru, I wouldn't really go for that set anymore. Just due to the chance that it just reduces the cost and then it doesn't, you know, do as much anymore. I guess like the most overall solid would probably be the first Instinct set. That gives you instinct damage multiply. The set that gives you instinct damage multiplier so long as you have 4 more cards in hand, right? How does your Serenia do the attack that when you break or ravage the enemy? That's how it looks, how the E6 works. So the E6 is you break the enemy, it counts the break bars, and per break bar it triggers an 80% hit. She also has the Cobalt Light line, which confuses it quite a lot, because people ask, okay, how the fuck do you trigger Cobalt Light that often, right? So, we just ruined our copy chances. Yeah. Now we are again in front of the same fucking question. Now what? Copy voluntary control? Okay. I want to make a poll. And it's good. There's going to be 3 copy options, okay? Copy, event, event, result. No. I want to see how if we have some believers in chat, right? So, event. Okay. So, there you go. So, the options are between the no event, 1 in 3 version, or rare version. What do you think is going to be our copy event for this run? Because if we can get the copy event version, I wouldn't be above copying Engraved Malice. Because that sounds kind of hilarious. Having 2 Engraved Malices in a deck like this. That sounds exactly like what I should be doing. Ah, these paths are so similar. But I feel like straight through the middle is probably the best. The Starfruit Vitamin Water didn't do the job well enough. Yeah, I don't know, looks like it. It might also be me yapping about a game, thinking about playing the run, while also on top of that having to think about my Arknights account, because all of you keep asking Arknights questions, and then also answering the questions that y'all are asking, like for example, how do you build a Kalip? while preferably at the same time continuing with my gameplay, leading probably to a little bit of like a, I don't know, mental overload. Where I just like, you know, slip up and forget about, for example, doing the copy event. Oh, and also, because there currently is nothing on the line, right? Like this deck, as of this moment, in its entirety is pretty much whatever, right? Like I'm not super attached to the outcome of this run because we don't have anything super chase worthy. So I'm not paying that extra attention to like make sure everything goes perfect. Because even if something goes wrong, it's gonna be like a, oh well, rather than anything more devastating. Huh? That's kind of the current situation. Huh? Abandon Arknights, wait for Ananta. Yep, and then it's abandon Ananta, wait for Silver Palace. Who knows, right? So, I am very interested in this card. Forbidden, Forced Learning Apparatus. I could see us play like a multi-lead Narja to some degree. Just to like save us a bunch of cost. But that's something we have to do later, because otherwise our copy chances are gonna go down the drain. Okay, Divine card. What's my original language? I am a Germanic, huh? But yeah, no, I'm a European. Ah, Europe. So we're going to go here with the 3 Veracity plus Tenacity damage taken, which I would say in terms of making like a basic attack damage build is one of the most solid options. Allows the basic attacks to break more Tenacity bar, gives you a bit of Veracity if you do so, doesn't require you to run defense-based damage. It's pretty much quite basic, but quite effective. Do I have Narja E0? Yes, our Narja is currently E0. Though the idea of playing Narja together with Chizuru and running the unique card makes me tempted, at least in the hypothetical of what could be if I combine E2 with that card, right? Like the E2 would just allow us to continuously start stacking up Veracity stacks basically for free, right? But it's not really high on my bucket list. It's more like a thought experiment, but we're currently E0. Okay, 2 here, then a shop, and then a double, and then whatever. We'll be fine. Am I playing Resident Evil Requiem? I don't know. Is it a gacha? Or is it just like a Resident Evil game? I don't know too much about the game, I gotta be honest. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I know. Oh wait, no, just Resident Evil as a whole. No, I like watching. I have my favorite dad vibe Let's Player, and I'm gonna wait for him to make his daily series for the game, and I'm gonna sit back, kick back, relax, and just watch. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy the game. I'm not gonna play the game. I'm going to do what I've been doing for the last few Resident Evil titles and just wait for the guy to cover it. Yeah, purely out of personal preference. Exactly, like there is something to it. Brother, how old do you think I am, Pranav? Huh? How old do you think I am? What you mean I got that dad vibe? How old am I, huh? Ay, ay, ay. $34. Oh my. 34. 32. 28. 67. 45. 21. I'm 27. Am I? I'm 69. Mid 40s. Approaching my midlife crisis, you feel me? Cthulhu? 28, 67, 27. See, I have a bit of like a hidden mechanic, right? We have this, right? Which hides. We have this, which hides. But I am 23. I'm not that old yet. So, yeah, do with that information what you will. So yeah, 30, huh? That's crazy business. That's crazy business. Didn't expect you to be younger than you. That can't be true. I don't even know if you'll be able to see anything. Whatever. No, fuck. I don't bother with it. You either believe it or you don't. I'm not about to make anything risky here that like anything goes wrong or somebody uses like AI super restoration survey fucking programs. Nah. You either believe it or you don't. Take it or leave it. That's all you get. Take it or leave it. Alright, so we are looking for, I'd say 12% defense chess piece. 12% defense chess piece should be quite fine. Here we go. Shit. I mean, is that worth it? You're at the retirement home watching the stream. Yep. So, what do we do here? I don't know. I'm unsure. Like, I like this one for turn 1 kills. My only problem is past turn 1 it doesn't do much. But also we're not really looking for a DPS, are we? So I guess it's okay. The other option would be the 3 discard chess piece. Yeah, let's just go with it. Yeah, let's just go with it. Yeah. Okay, so we still need to hit the copy event. Hey, it's another divine version. Okay. Veracity control. Okay, we cannot escape the 0 cost basic attack version. Like, for whatever reason, we now got this option for the 4th time in a row, right? So, yeah, this might just be the time where we take it. Okay, how's the deck looking? So we now we have the basic out of the way. We have an additional copy lying around. We have a the malice. There would be fine. You wanted this one for... You know, something I don't really like about it, though, is there is not enough value in the card, in my opinion. Like, reducing the cost of an upgrade card by 1, it's so temporary. Because the moment you play it out, you're never going to get the card back. I would rather pay the AP and get a stack of Morale or Resolve instead. Or just get it on a card I can use more than once. Okay, so it looks like we're getting the basic. We're getting the basic copy event. Yeah. What can you do, right? What can you do? So no chance to get a funky double, version. But yeah, it really looks like, it really feels and looks like your odds of not getting a copy event are like, I don't know, 1 in 10. We need draw, and we need it badly. We also don't have a lot of save data space. Unfortunately. Like, we're basically guaranteed to copy whatever we want, but we barely have any draw. We did not find a mutant sample, so we are already 100 out of 170, even though we haven't even removed all our basics. We could still remove all basics, but the moment we get a copy, that becomes impossible. I guess this is what you would call like an okay deck. But I guess we still need the Epiphany, right? We still need to hit the Epiphany for... we still need to hit the Epiphany for the second Veracity control. Is there a map where we can copy 4 times instead of 3? No. But there's a way to get more copies by playing the green planet and defeating the enemy to get the Spirit Keyfox monster card, which is a card that can allow you to get even more additional copies of cards past the theoretical 4 copy limit. You can count on how many fingers. Yeah, but keep in mind, how many runs have you actually played since the season ended for Lab 0, right? How many Lab 0 runs have you played since Lab 0 moved over into the 0 system? Because in my opinion, or in my experience, since it moving over and since us playing it, I feel like I've only missed it like once or twice. And I guess another reason is I'm not really disappointed, but I'm a little sad that we're missing out on like turning the deck from something that's normal, from something that's usual, into something that's, you know, special, right? If we had a double copy of a forbidden card that gives the deck, you know, that wow factor that we are missing because we didn't get mutant sample, because we didn't get like a crazy chase divine, that kind of situation, right? None was too burnt out on the planet. You know, the planet is more fun, more rewarding, and just better than ever. Ever since it now moved into the 0 system. Like, the odds of getting what you're looking for are higher. The Core of Discord is such an incredible addition, because it's the only time where you can get a 4 copy deck of a card and still keep the planet after. Right? Like, so long as I don't defeat the Core of Discord guy, we'll never lose the planet. So long as I don't... let's see... Oh, we haven't even removed 1 basic? And we are 100 out of 170? Wow, so much for adding in neutral cards then. Yeah, that's a forlorn... That's a dream. That's copium, I guess. Oh no. Yeah, so much for adding something like the bird card and such. Oh no, no. Yeah, they did increase the rates of getting a tier 14 massively as well, yeah. Also, I have only gotten the mutant sample once, the one that gives the remove version. Yeah, I mean, we've had good luck over. I would give it like a 50-50. Like straight up, 50% of your runs get either the coin version and 50% of your runs get a removal version. What memory fragment are we currently using? We are running the 4-piece break set. We are running 4-piece break set on our Narja at the moment. 4-piece break set, 2-piece crit damage. So our defense is a little lower than what you would expect, because we're not running defense 2-piece. Yeah. These are the stats she's currently under. So obviously looks a little higher, because we have the 0 system stats and whatnot. But we have around 59.7 crit, 181.7 crit damage, 10% comes from food. Oh yeah, we also have a defensive boost from food. So our defensive value is definitely a lot lower, but otherwise we are 80 on 180 in terms of crit chance versus crit damage. Yeah. And then obviously we have the 4-piece. Got a T14 map with Keyfox, wish me luck. Best of luck, you can do it. I hope you start with the Fate. I hope you start with the Monster Hunt Fate. And especially if you get it, be aware, you can only get the Keyfox in the exterior, and you can only get it from forest creature elites, right? So don't fight robo elites if you get the Fate. You're just hoping the devs give you another mutant sample event for the new seasonal chaos? True, we are very used to it, right? It's gonna feel a little off if it doesn't exist. What we at least know is that we'll have another mutant sample event type added to the new tier 15 maps that get introduced with the next season. So these tier 15 maps are going to have access to kind of like a mutant sample event, according to what we learned from the roadmap. I don't know, us copying an unepiphanied card here is kind of unfortunate. Because now we kind of have to hope we get a copy, and then hope we get an epiphany, but I don't know. What's the save data looking like? 100 out of... Oh! No, wait. Did I just look at the wrong unit when I said we are already 100 out of 170? Seeing as how we're building Narja and not Chizuru, and we might have already removed too many Chizuru cards, leading to me like thinking our save data was higher / lower than what it actually was. Okay, now with this new knowledge, we are 100 save data. This removal is 30. This removal is 50. We are obviously not getting this removal here. So with the 30 removal, that means we have 40 save data space. Which means we could get in 2 basics. Like 2 neutrals, I mean. Confiscation is very tempting, and we're probably gonna take it. The other one I'd be looking for is either another confiscation, because that never really goes wrong, or a you know these like birds, the play 4 cards in a turn, get 1 draw. No, it's different. Here, let me show you the wording. These devs are sneaky, okay? So, have a look at this. So, These devs are very good at making sentences that don't make a lot of sense. So listen to this. In the tier 40, in the update, we got higher tier 14 chances. You already noticed that, right? In the February 4th update, we get mythic grade codices. These mythic grade codices can be obtained through chaos merging or just clearing a codex. These codexes themselves will have safe data limit tier 15. Okay? So whenever you get a mythic grade codex, it will have tier 15. But in addition, there is a chance for unique options like divine intervention to be applied only if your mythic grade codex also has divine intervention on top. Does it actually make you unable to get safe data, right? So we don't even know if divine intervention is exclusive to mythic grade codexes or if you can get it on normal planets as well. But whenever a planet has the divine intervention modifier, that one then disabled safe data. But mythic grade codexes themselves do not always have divine intervention. And if they don't have divine intervention, then they do have true tier 15, right? So tier 15 maps are in fact a thing. One of the other issues though, how do unique codexes work in the first place, right? Because the way, for example, the devs described it before is something like, also why did we draw so many cards? But no, so the way the devs described it before was, for example, you going in and doing 5 unidentified areas in a row. Like, does it allow you to make a deck? Is it just a different way? Or is it, like, right? Like, we still don't know a lot of factors. But we do know that tier 15 is now on the table. You know, but that's also kind of what makes it exciting. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns for us here to, yeah, uncover, you could say. Okay, so, training. Okay. Take another confiscation. Or gamble on the fact that we either get another confiscation in the shop, or we get the bird thing, learning apparatus. You know what? I'm a gambling man. Not super attached to the deck as a whole, like not crazy attached. So, come on. Give me learning apparatus. I know you want to. No. Shit. Last one. That was a mistake. we should have just taken the fucking confiscation. Ay. So that's how it ends, huh? So we could have had double confiscation, and now we have nothing. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe we get a divine epiphany, right? Who knows? Maybe we don't get an epiphany at all. Which is the a bit more likely outcome. So, oh well, what can you do? Imagine making a deck is as easy as making a Subway sandwich. Yep, that might just be the case. Or maybe we're just coping. Okay, so what does this deck have going for itself? It has the basic attack epiphany. which is good. It has 2 copies of Voluntary Control for more predation, I guess. We have 2 copies of the Cost Reduction Epiphany, and we have the Morale Gain Basic Epiphany. We also have a Confiscation, and we have a Forbidden Engraved Malice. It's a good deck. It's a okay deck for all our intents and purposes and what we're looking for. But it's definitely not a deck that makes me go, there we go, this was what I was looking for. So we're probably going to do a couple more runs to see what else we can get. February 4th. Copy QOL, Epiphany rerolls, everything big and major is February 4th. But that doesn't mean there's nothing to look forward to at the moment. And that is because 2 days. In 2 days, we get Yuki rework, healer buffs, potential Epiphany changes for other character as well. Like we could, for example, see Luke getting a completely new card. We could see something like Olea getting a new card, right? Those are like the possibilities, right? The baselines. But then also what we could see is the partner buffs for 5-star partners and 4-star partners maybe as well. And then obviously there's the one that everybody talks about, and that is them adjusting, right? We're just gonna call it adjusting Chessa and Cassius. Once again, I don't believe they're going to turn the characters into garbage. I don't believe there's any value in doing so. What I would expect at the moment is them, you know, adjusting like the top line of what a character can do, right? So for example, how Cassius could go infinite turn, and instead of doing that, maybe the ability to get like an additional card upon completing quests becomes a unique card, right? Yeah, in 2 days we get the breakdown of what it does, and then obviously the effects, the changes themselves only come into effect on February 4th. So yeah, that's the biggest thing to look forward to at the moment, and that is the 26th. Also, it might be a post. It might even be a dev talk. It might even be like a dev talk, a dev showcase, where we could also, I guess you could say, get the thoughts behind the devs doing whatever the devs are doing, right? Yeah, it might be a watch party. It might be a post. Isn't entirely clear. In 2 days we get the balance adjustments announcement. We get like, I think the way they described it is we just get the entirety of all the balance adjustments that will happen to every combatant, including Yuki rework, yada yada yada, for season 2, and that's in 2 days. Dev livestream? Yeah, it might just be a dev livestream. Why did I remove a Serenial card? So, I'll explain that briefly in a second. Let's just get something else. So, the idea here is, why did I remove the Homing Laser Serenial card instead of something else? The Homing Laser, when it epiphanies, doesn't have a unique variant, right? So it's a card that we have to remove anyway if we want to increase our copy chances with the way the game currently works. Completely different in Season 2, but with the way the game currently works, it's still focused on unique cards. So by us keeping in Plasma Missile could still get a unique epiphany. Shining Core is epiphanied, so it will go at some point in the future. And the same is true for like Karmic Flames and the Chizuru cards. Those cards will also probably get booted semi-soon. You hope that the save data editing tickets could epiphany cards that aren't epiphanied. I feel like if they can epiphany cards that are epiphanied into something else, they probably, like, even if that's not the function they have on launch, community feedback will probably make sure that they be able to do that. Just in case, right? Like, even if it doesn't happen instantly, it will probably be like that at some point. You're late? You're welcome, welcome. When they when they save seasonal save data, does that mean we lose our save data at the end of the season? No. You keep all your save data. It's just about the concept of certain game modes, right? Certain seasonal based game modes requiring season save data that you get from the seasonal planet, right? So depending on whatever content there will be, you won't be able to use it. But at the minimum, right? At the minimum, at the baseline, you can use it in simulation, you can use it in battle missions, you can use it in weekly bosses, and you can use it in the tower game mode, right? In my imagination, and I pray that it will just display all 5 epiphanies for the selection. I mean, they made the voluntary control early, not bad. They made it out to be like a really rare resource, something that's pretty hard to get. So I would assume that it's going to be like a select whatever you want. But yeah, we have to see. Oh yeah, hyperspace basin, obviously, right? Pretty much anything that's in the simulation tab right now, you'll always be able to use whatever save data you've created at any point in time, right? It's gonna be as rare as a main stat selector. Might just be. But you also usually only have one, like, it's going to be rare, no doubt. But you also just then have to be a bit more careful on which deck you want to use it on, right? Like, yeah, pretty much. Duh. So, Gesture of Freedom is half decent. Saves us a bunch of AP. Unfortunately, it's not a portrait, meaning we can't just use it to deck draw, right? So, here's my prediction. You can call it outrageous, you can call it delusional, but here's what's going to happen right now. We're going to win our 1 in Karmic Flames, Shackles of Hunger, Bottomless Hunger. We're going to win our 1 in 3. It's going to be Bottomless Hunger. And it's going to be a cost reduction related Bottomless Hunger with a Draw Divine. Ah, shit. Fuck. Okay. So at least Karmic Flames is now out of the way, which means the next time we get a Divine, surely it's going to hit the right card. Alright, what do I take here? I don't know, let's go with the morale. I mean, it was a 1 in 3, right? Like, the chances were pretty good. Oh! Ooh! Oh, this is a big gamble! Oh, this is a huge gamble! Oh, this would be, okay, so why am I oohing, eyeing, gambling, whatever? It's because of the fact that if we take this, the only way to finish this run is by beating the map, which means we lose the planet, so we would have to get back a tier 14 lab 0 map. Then again, you know what? It might not even be a good epiphany, right? It might not even be a good epiphany. Let's see what we get. Yeah, it's AP based. It's AP based. So we currently have a ton of AP reduction. But we would have no draw. Waku waku! So, main deciding factor, I'd say right now, do we get mutant sample, yes or no? The AP version is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But what I'm looking for is the draw version. Because our entire deck is pretty cheap already. And we don't need the cost reduction. Right? It's 50-50. The only divines that you can get, like this card, for example, is 50-50. It's either draw or AP. Right? So that's why I'm not too, like, happy or worried or whatever about it. Right? It's legit only two options. Either draw or AP. Doesn't inhibit make it useless? Exactly, that's one of those reasons, right? If we end up playing the inhibit card, the AP addition doesn't do anything for us, right? Oh, and also we already picked the basic attack veracity control. So we have to see. Yeah, learning apparatus for draw, but for us to make use of this draw, this here, you see this one question mark? It needs to be mutant sample. If it's not mutant sample, we don't have the space, right? As sad as it sounds, we won't have the space to afford multi-copies of the Bottomless Hunger and be able to pay for the cost of putting in other neutral cards, right? So, yeah. If we want this to work, that's always the case though. With like multi-divine decks, you either have to keep in an unreasonable amount of basics, or you just have to find a mutant sample. Yeah, see, it either ends up being a mutant sample, yes or no, and it also either gives us the right copy or not. We'll make our decision on if we go through with this run by the first boss, right? Depending on what the first boss gives us, because it also gives me resources. It gives me free resources for the shop, gives me free resources that I can use to reroll. Because something that's pretty awesome about the ability to keep your maps so long with the mutant sample, with the core of Discord is, I think I now have like 1,000 currency. So that's like 10 free rerolls that are just lying around, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so mutant sample, yes or no? A mouthful, double removal. Awesome, but not quite what we're looking for, unfortunately. So that means our copy odds are really good, but unfortunately we won't be able to make a meaningful deck. If this was a draw divine, I'd probably continue. If I didn't yet have a good AP Bottomless Hunger, I would continue. Unfortunately, I already meet all those conditions, which means there's no point for me to continue. What do you think about having a button for using skills? They did say, the devs already talked about it, that one of their goals is to implement keybinds into the stove launcher, right? That's already something they talked about, and that's something they're working about, whatever the hell, so that you get, and that you might also get buttons to play cards, right? So like button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to like play card 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, get the deal, right? So that definitely already seems to be on the radar, you could say. They just have to look about implementation and anything else. Do you lose the world if you extract in 0? Is there any penalty? No. Important though, do not do it before the waypoint, okay? We do not lose our planet anymore. We've been playing this planet for like the last 3 days at this point. But it's important that you do not abandon the run before the waypoint. Okay, so how do you get level 120 maps? First off, do not worry about it being level 120, right? Do not worry about it being level 120. You only need to do 105. This is worthless, okay? This is one. This is one legendary gear piece. Ignore this. Forget about it. You don't need to do this. What you want to do is you want to do level 105. So, How do you get to level 105? It's quite simple. It has all to do with the reroll function. Once you're at difficulty 10, let's just go from the start, right? I'm not going to change the master, I'm just going to show you how it works. So, we roll ourselves a planet, and then you see these planets have different starting levels, right? It goes from level 76 all the way to level 80, right? It's between level 76 and level 80. If you get yourself a level 80 planet from the reroll right here, that means you're ready. After you clear the planet, you get 2 summons. If you clear a planet, you get +4 or +8 to that planet's level, right? So that means you would go from, let's just say we take this planet as an example, right? We take the blue pot on level 76 and we beat it. Then we get a planet that is at minimum level 80 and at maximum level 84. So let's say we pick the 84 planet and we clear the planet. Then after clearing the level 84 planet, you once again get a planet that is at minimum level 88 or level 96. So then, let's say we pick the 96 planet, we beat the level 96 planet. Once again, it is at minimum level 100 or 104. Let's say we find 103, we pick 103, beat that planet, get another planet. It's going to be at minimum 17, at maximum 111. And then you pick, like, let's say the 111, you beat the 111, and then you're done with the event, right? So it's about starting on a planet that you can reliably clear and just doing 4 clears in a row. It increases by 4 to 8. It's between 4 and 8, the increase. So for example, if I beat this planet right here, we would go up to minimum level 99, and the highest we could get would be level 103. So if I want to speedrun this is what I would do. I would roll myself a planet that starts on level 80. I would take the easiest modifiers possible, and I would play a planet that I know I can reliably clear in a row. My main target for a planet would have to be the Instinct planet, right? This one. So I would get something similar to this. Not crazy difficulty, not crazy multipliers, Instinct planet, and I would go in with Narja, Kalib, Serenial, and just beat the Chaos 4 times in a row, and I'd be done with the event. What happens if you reroll after beating a planet? You lose the level. You go back down to level 76 to 80. So there will be a warning when you try to reroll a planet that's level 81 or higher. It's gonna tell you, are you gonna lose your level progress, right? Alright, so once again we need to buy food. We don't really need to, but better safe than sorry, because nothing would be worse than dying in a run when your deck is good. City of Mist is better since it's kind of easier in your opinion? It depends, right? It depends. Like, especially if you're running like a bunch of single target and the like, I can see that. But just the ease of use with which somebody like a Narja, somebody like a Serenia, somebody like a Kalib annihilates Instinct enemies, especially also Instinct enemies with AoE. Like, I could pretty much do those planets in my sleep. Especially because you can rush the planets. You don't have to worry about deck building. You just go in, you keep everybody's decks full, you just get the best cards that give you the best chance of clearing, right? You just speedrun the planets and you get yourself the rewards. But yeah, no, which planet is best for you entirely depends on which units you've built, which teams you're familiar with, and which team you intend to play, right? Because if you play the Instinct planet without bringing Serenial or Narja or Yuki or Kalib, then you're basically cooked already, right? You're basically cooked before it even started. Like, going there without AoE is not a good idea, not a pleasant time. And the reason why I'm counting Serenial as AoE is just due to the fact that, yeah, due to the increased tenacity damage taken of instinct enemies, she basically turns AoE. Lies, you smacked it with Luke already, lol. Yeah, but I'm talking about odds. We're not talking about one run and getting like the perfect copies, or not running or running into specific enemies. It's just these units are the most prepared, right? Like because keep in mind, as great as it is. Oh wait, they fixed that. You know what? It's not that important anymore. You know what the problem was before? If you were on a run and if your planet was of high level and you died, you lost the planet. Now, even if you die on the planet, you don't lose the planet. So, I guess it doesn't matter as much anymore, right? But before that, it was really about... Twin Star Planet has good rate of copy event too. Any planet that is not Lab 0 has a 100... Okay, not 100, but like a 97% chance of you finding the copy event. Like any planet that's not named Lab 0 has like a 97% chance of you finding the copy event. So, what's a good one for Veronica? I just got her. A good planet for Veronica? Veronica can succeed on any kind of planet due to her having the ability to also go for, like, let's say, AoE with her big ballista. And Veronica is more like a support type that you kind of just run with others due to her currently at the moment having the most amount of unique cards. It depends on which kind of team you run her with. You can smack her on any planet, she'll find success. Where would you find good gear? Most of Veronica's gear, like especially her weapon, is not planet bound. It's just a weapon you can buy from the shop. So, due to there not being any other extra damage focused gear, honestly, any planet is fine. It depends. If you wanna build, if you wanna, for example, use the Veronica draw card, right? The Veronica 2 draw card, and you wanna make it divine, do play Lab 0, right? If you have no interest in making a divine deck, then play whatever you want. Right? Oh, and also the item, the name, get him to my head, come on. Oh shit, we're out of dice. We actually failed the event. Wow. So we found the mutant sample event. And yeah, wow. Wow. You do want to get a bunch of reposes here, but are they divine or are they normal? If you just want to get a bunch of reposes, play any of the, any planet that's not named Lab 0. If you want to get a bunch of divine reposes, so like +1 AP, +1 additional draw, then you should play Lab 0. So yeah, wow, that's crazy. Failing mutant sample, huh? So I'm already disliking this run, but people aren't going to call me unfair, and that's because I'm going to give the run time until the mutants, until the Forbidden Tunnel, right? Forbidden Tunnel, we either get Portrait of Fury or a Sick Divine, and that's gonna make me happy. Otherwise, this is a goner, right? Otherwise, this is a goner. Failing mutant sample has to be one of the worst feelings in the game. I agree. But it also makes you realize, okay, maybe just maybe, you've been doing too many runs. Because you're already out of dice, right? And the fact that we're out of dice, and that even the reroll didn't save us, maybe we've been doing too many runs. So, the reason why Mutant Sample gets glazed like that is, you know how it costs you save data to remove a card out of your deck? Mutant Sample does it for free. Right? You can use Mutant Sample to convert any card of your choosing into the Mutant Sample. Mutant Sample itself takes itself out of your deck at the end of your run without you having to do something. So you can remove any card of your choosing at 0 save data cost whatsoever. Maybe this run is cooked? Relax. We're going to wait for this next event after this one. We're going to wait for this event here and see what kind of divine we get. This run is cooked. I agree. Alright. You think the appearance rate of Divine Epiphanies went up? It might have, but the devs also promised to increase the Epiphany rates and Divine Epiphany rates for Season 2 even more. What is memory encroachment in dimensional tunnels? It's the more memory encroachment you take, the stronger is the third fight in the tunnel. You know this like blue guy, weird arm, puts a bunch of debuffs in your deck? The more you have of the memory fragments, the stronger he is. But this guy, no matter how strong you make him, is ever going to end your run. So always take the highest reward. Pretty much. Ooh. So this would be for me E3 Chizuru, E7 Serenial, and E1 Narja. Wow. Unbelievable. I never heard of an E7 Serenial before. Why not? We gotta make it to the waypoint anyway. One, two, three, one, two, three. I'm pretty much just waiting for the updates before playing it again. Yeah, sure. You can do that, but also do keep in mind that the longer you wait, there's a very real chance for you to like detach yourself from the game. And even when they like do all those changes, you're going to potentially find something that you then want to wait for, and then all of a sudden you're not playing the game anymore, and then that's just end of the road, right? But it's definitely a yeah, it's a wise move, right? If you only wanted to bid like save data decks, and you only want to bid the most reliable decks, and you only have X amount of time available, then yeah, it's a smart idea, all things considered. If the Epiphany reroll has been added, do we keep a Divine reroll? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. See, that's the fun part, it's a mystery. Until finding out that a Narja doesn't even need Divine Epiphanies to clear the new tower, I'm discouraged to farm until Season 2 arrives. I mean, it entirely depends on who you're running with Narja. Like, if somebody can show me a no Divine Epiphanies, solo Narja, full clear for stage 60-65 and 70-75, why not, right? But you know what? It's also not really about what does a character need to beat it, what do you need to beat it? So, what we are farming for here is something very specific, and that is we want a Narja deck to support our Chizuru deck that we farmed ourselves yesterday. Yeah, you know, that's also something to just get excited about. I know it sounds a little silly, but if you're not playing Chaos, right? If you're not playing the Zero system, do try to get excited about the concept of rolling gear, right? Like, just have that be like your you know, like your potential dopamine boost if it goes well, right? So even on days if I don't do a Chaos run, I'm always looking forward to just the daily reset, spending my stamina, maybe like buying a refresh or two and just seeing what kind of gear pieces I get and seeing if I can maybe improve one of my gear sets, right? Gambling! Yeah. Can also be what build you want to beat it. Exactly. You don't have to use XYZ build. The more important thing and probably also the more rewarding thing would be, can you beat the tower with the decks you build yourself, or maybe even the decks you've been cooking up yourself? That's probably where the real, like, gratification comes in. Come on, please tell me we can roll in. Oh yeah. So, game was a little sad for us having to fail the roll, which is why we got a net 20. You still play Chaos because you want more shop currency? Can you get tier 14 or level 70 to 80? Yes, you can. The odds are also pretty decent to get a tier 14 planet. I can't give you an exact number, but I'd probably say in 10 rerolls you can get one tier 14 planet. Probably better than that, but I don't want to like promise too much, you know? I tried Enfield. If you want to see suffering encapsulated in a stream, you can watch our stream from launch day about Enfield. Oh no, now I spoiled it. Now you don't need to watch it anymore. Nah, just kidding. Yeah, I'm currently still debating what I want to do with the game. Right? Do I, like, for example, I have a I have another channel lying around that I haven't posted on in like 30 days or so, for a game that I basically already abandoned. So what I could do is just keep this here season exclusive, just rebrand the channel there, and roll with that. But something I'm a bit worried about, just like in general, is there's too many big fish. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many big fish in Enfield. It's a tall task, huh? SMB is cooler than Enfield. Yeah, maybe. You love big fish? Big fish are awesome. They're so big and so fishy. He went bald? True. I agree. I went bald. See, this is actually interesting. Usually, my answer would be Veronica, because you can use Veronica for farming. But the devs were like, hold up, wait a minute. We don't really like how people have to remove cards and use the concept of unique cards to make every run feel the same. How about we change that? So the current option for the selector legit goes like this. Pick whoever the fuck you want and be happy. Like, you can really pick whatever you want for whatever of your needs. Like, you could go with the order main DPS on Luke especially if you don't intend to go for 9. You could go with the Void. You could basically get yourself a main DPS for any element. You could get yourself a bit more of a supportive type, like a sub DPS in Veronica. You could get yourself a damage buffer in Orlea. No, I feel like the best thing you should do with your selector is hold on to it until you only have a few units remaining. Right? Like, I feel like the best thing you can do with your selector is keep it until there's maybe like 2, maybe only 3 units left. And then just pick then, because well, you can always fail a 50-50. You can always get somebody from a stand-up banner, or you find yourself a unit that you just like visually, right? Because Chaos Zero Nightmare still and always will be a game that does take time. Chaos runs, the like. So it's also very important for you to like what you're playing with. I rerolled over 20 times and got no Veronica. Are you cooked? No. You don't need Veronica for anything. But if you want her that badly, just pick her from your 300 selector, right? It's been 5 million years since the last time such a nice devs that love their players like CZN. It really feels like they listen, right? And they like, it's not just they just listen, they also implement whatever they're like figuring out, right? You need to check your Narja because you just convert your shackles into... Nah, I did not do that. So I was so happy about rolling a net 20 on the dice check that it decided to convert the shekels. Oh, I know why. My brain is turning to mush. Wanna know what the reason is why I did it? I thought I was on a removal event and I was trying to get the most value out of it. So I selected a card that cannot get a divine epiphany that's unique. Like that cannot get an epiphany that's unique. What happened? Look at this abomination. Instead of turning a basic, I turned one of Narja's cards, the bottomless, the Shackles of Hunger, into a mutant sample. Fucking hell. That is bad. Watch us get a disgustingly good divine. Like, I can already smell it. I can smell it. This would have been the perfect run. We got the Forbidden Eagle for draw. We found the mutant sample. We, oh, it's credits. Okay, so it's not that bad. No, it happens when you play too much. I don't know. I think I'm yapping a lot, and there's a lot of people talking about Enfield, so it might just be me having to think about 2 different games while responding to chat. Why? Yeah, it's clearly the starfruit vitamin water. There's something in there. Yeah. What am I eating? What is this? Huh? I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but that's what I have. It's not a cookie. I think in German it's called a Franzbrötchen, but that's different. A bun, yeah. It's like a cinnamon bun, but I don't know if it's cinnamon. A drink coaster, that's rude. That's rude. Did you just call my food a coaster? It doesn't taste like cardboard, trust me. It actually tastes normal. If you quit a chaos or die in a chaos, after having made it to the first waypoint, you keep the planet. They changed it on Wednesday. Nah, stop! Whew! Yes! I avoided a good divine. I avoided a good divine. Success. Yes. That's awesome. Because otherwise I would have been very pissed. Because this run has been cooked. Because I unfortunately converted the wrong cards. Like, a lot of things were going right. We got the right unique epiphany on veracity control. We got the mutant sample. We're obviously playing tier 14 map. We found we found the second best forbidden card we could have gotten. So I would have been very sad if it was a good one. Neutral epiphanies, that cost you nothing. On your character's 8 cards, neutral epiphanies cost nothing. On a card that you put in from the outside, it costs 10. Right? Like a standard non-divine epiphany costs you nothing on your standard 8 cards, or on your standard 5, right? Standard 4, I guess. But if you put like a monster card in, or a neutral card in, it costs you 10. It's a sweet map, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate with the credit reduction, but it's a good one. Would limited banners always be must pull? There will never be a true must pull banner in this game. But limited banners are probably the ones closest to something being a must pull. And that is just due to scarcity. Due to the unsurety of whenever will these characters come back. And you would rather have a character than miss a character. Monster card standard epiphany doesn't cost anything apparently. But monster card divine epiphany should still net run you 20 extra points. I should keep my Enfield account daily as an S tier unit. Yeah, but you get her for free. You get her for free on day 3. So what do I want with her? Huh? Why do I want a copy of the unit I could get for free as well? You know what? Alright, we'll pause the chaos run here real quick. So many of you have asked about Arc Knights. I can't. No, wait. No, fuck it. No, I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you my current. No, I'm not. I am strong. I'm mentally resilient. And I'm really good at dice rolls. I guess I'm not as good as dice rolls as I thought I was. I'm a professional dice roller. Chizuru is your most regretted pull because she's so hard to build. I can see that. But luckily, with Narja, you really just need one epiphany. You need one epiphany and you want multiple copies of that one. And that would be you get yourself an Oni Hunt and the basic attack creation epiphany. And then you just combine it with the Narja basic attack deck and you have something simple, something effective, and something that does it. I paid for converting shekels before. You might be correct. It might all just be divine retribution. Try giving Serenia the counter-attack glove and then kill him up using it. Why? Why would I do that? Can I get a bit more info, a bit more intel on the why? Like, why am I doing that? Bro's dice are so good that he keeps getting the mutant sample event. Yep, we're winning the dice roll to get the event, but we're failing the dice roll to use the event. I feel like with how low standard banner pulls seem to be, probably worth just pulling on characters you think are good for your account you like. The second part is the most important one. Pull for characters you like. Pull for variety over hard focus, because the more characters you have, the more teams you build. The more teams you build, the more game time you can get out of this game. Especially with how much more open team building and running teams and doing your copies and everything becomes, and also these like true chaos modes that you just have to beat. I guess don't think about it from a power perspective. Think about it from a play the game perspective, having fun perspective, enjoying your time perspective, right? It really isn't as much about power as it's just about playing the game to play the damn game. The only 5-stars I have since 3 weeks of playing are the featured characters and 2 dupes on Kalib and Magna. No variety here. Hey, but that's something that can easily change, right? And every time you get a new character, that unlocks a whole new playstyle. And what that could also mean is that at the moment you could just focus a bit more on the 4-stars and trying to see which synergies can you get between your 4-stars and your 5-stars, which decks could work for these characters, how do your 5-star synergies with your 4-stars, and how can you make the most out of these characters as well. So, I know, you could say big copium, right? But you can definitely try and use that as an opportunity to just play the game. Is Narja the 5-star support version of Mika? If it's anyone, it's Narja, right? If it's anyone, it's Narja. So you can beat a Mika in healing, depending, like sure there's circumstances where maybe a deck sometimes doesn't do that, but you can beat a Mika in healing, you can beat a Mika in AP generation, depending on what kind of epiphany, yada yada, but yeah, you can pretty much build Narja as like a addition to a Mika or on top of Mika, right? And now you got the thing that a lot of people have been asking for, right? Now you can build one of your teams with a Mika and one of your teams with a Narja, and there you go. Can I beat the tower with this team? Serenia, Narja, Cleave? Yes, you can. You want Veronica? I got E4 Maylin and can't build her. Oh, you can definitely use Maylin still even without Veronica. As tempting as it sounds like, and as much of it feels like you have to go like, oh, I need to go now, I need to Dragon Spire and it needs to get all this like Veronica synergy. You can still use Narja, Ray, Maylin, and focus on the basic attacks. And trust me, that team is gonna be even more effective for the tower by itself, just due to the fact that the tower has the 7 hit limit anyway, right? Tower has your 7 hit limit, and yeah, if you just punch somebody really hard with Maylin's basics, the 7 hit limit is irrelevant, right? Like, you might even be able to still get like a more powerful deck, huh? I feel like it's smart to think about it from a power perspective until you reach certain power so you can create everything easily and then do what you want. It's definitely something of a question that everybody needs to answer for themselves, right? Like, for example, I myself, I don't really need to ask myself too many questions because I get any character that releases anyway, right? Regardless of whatever, just so I have like the entire roster. But yeah. It's definitely something you have to like ask yourself. Oh, the stress will go up when it states that it goes up when killing a mob using an attack card, but a counter actually counts as well. Oh. I mean, stress also goes up if you take a turn. But okay, so that means we need to tell the devs to change this to when defeating a monster, increase stress by 1. Alright. I don't think that's too big of a deal, but it's definitely an interesting interaction. How much use can you get out of that? I'm not too sure. 9's gonna be your first skip unless the kit proves interesting. Yeah, sure. Why not? Is a Mei-Lin rotation 6 cards, 4+1+1, which can extend to 8 if you're unlucky, so she needs some draws from supports? Yeah, but you know what the good part is? You can just get the draw from elsewhere. Like, for example, how about you just get a Forbidden Hunger? Right? If you're looking for draw, just get a Forbidden Hunger on either Ray or Narja when you're running her with Mei-Lin. How about you just use something like Confiscation, right? Use Confiscation, use Self-Learning Apparatus, the one with the birds that gives you an additional draw after using 4 cards, right? Like, considering that the best team outside of like a Veronica would be Ray, Narja, Mei-Lin, you have access to so many draw-related cards that you could use to make up for the fact or even improve upon what a Veronica already delivers. So that shouldn't really be a problem. Do I think picking Veronica from the standard will be irrelevant? No, it won't be irrelevant, but it will definitely be a chink in her, like, pristine reputation. Hey, we hit the basic. In her pristine reputation when it comes to being the best carry in Chaos and having that extra value there. But what you cannot forget is Veronica is incredibly strong draw, and if you can get the 0 cost 2 draw with a draw epiphany on it as well, then that's 3 draw, 2 of 2 other combatants, 1 everybody. Like, Veronica will always be awesome. Veronica will always be strong, but she just won't have that like additional chaos RNG domination plus point. What build you wanted to try with Chizuru? Basic attack. We're trying to get ourselves a basic attack Narja to support our basic attack Chizuru, and then we have to figure out who the third guy is we want to beat, because I haven't ever since start of the game build a basic attack character yet. So Chizuru is gonna be my first basic attack build character, with the motivation of Narja being a thing now. So yeah, what we did yesterday was find Chizuru's deck, build the Chizuru basic deck, get the gear. We even got a Chizuru gear set now for basic attacks, and yeah. Yeah, Apparatus is a really, really good draw card, I agree. What do I think 9 will be like? I mean, the devs gave us a bit of a description. So, what I would assume is 9 will have the ability to create cards. She's going to create cards, and these cards will be exhaust based. These exhaust based cards will be defense based damage, and I would bet personally that she's going to be single target, because it wouldn't make sense for her to be AoE with Narja being AoE, for her to be AoE with Yuki being AoE. So defense based damage dealer, exhaust based attack cards that are single target. What gear set on your basic attack, Chizuru? 2-piece attack, 2-piece crit damage, 2-piece basic attack set, which boosts the damage of basic attack cards by 20%. I failed the dice roll, huh? Yikes. So, no mutant sample for us, it looks like. Ooh, mouthful. I have a mouthful as well, but mouthful is actually quite huge because we didn't get a card removal at the beginning. Why do I remove key cards? To avoid epiphanies. To increase the odds of getting a divine epiphany from a selector, from like a random divine on Narja, and to also increase the chances of, if we encounter a copy event, for that selected copy to be a Narja card. Okay, Portrait of Fury. I'm listening. This has me a tad bit excited. Select divine. Okay. Portrait of Fury, select divine. Now what's the divine gonna be? Once again, reminder, we have a very high chance of getting what we're looking for. Okay, so not quite. Now what? Next 2 times activated cost reduction plus morale, which is easy. Like this bottomless hunger trigger condition, you know what? It probably doesn't get easier than this. Like the AP would be useless for us anyway, and us triggering this bottomless hunger really does not get easier than having doesn't get easier than having a basic attack Narja, because we pretty much have infinite veracity anyway. So that's actually really damn nice. So okay, my dream for this run, because we don't have a mutant sample, right? My dream for this run is going to be 2 copies of Bottomless Hunger and 1 copy of Portrait of Fury. You know, see, the crazy part is it's 50-50, right? You either get AP Divine or you get Draw Divine. Like, Bottomless Hunger is one of the best cards to Epiphany in the entire game. You either get AP or you get draw. There's no in between. Unless you're talking about the upgrade version, right? Because the upgrade version could get the morale plus resolve, right? Hey Andrew Drew, what's up, what's up? You cannot copy Portrait of Fury. See, that's the fun part. If we encounter the rare Heart of the Orvane event, we can. Right? So that's kind of what I would be betting on here to get this into like a dream deck, right? If I could make a wish upon a star, I would be wishing for the rare Heart of Orvane. Huh? Right? Just because it's unlikely doesn't make it impossible. What do I feel about 2x speed in battle? Unnecessary. Like at this point, the actions are fast, the action speed is fast, the talking is fast, the animations themselves are fast. Like, Chaos is already fast enough, I think. Like, I don't really see too much value coming in elsewhere. Zehi, Zehi. If you want a brain seer, they should introduce 2x speed. True. Have you been counting how many Heart of the Orvane rare ones I've already got? I would give it like a 1 in 10. I'd give it like a 10% chance. But, you know, when you get the rare fate, you know the fate that gives you a higher likelihood of rare events? I think I'm like 3 out of 4, 4 for 5. Something like really high. Or maybe I'm even 100%. But like every time I get that fate, I feel like it's really possible, right? That much possible for us to get the copy event. Like that rare fate. Awesome. Alright, now, for this deck to be even worth anything, is removing all Friends Basics optimal if you have a mutant sample on her? Are you chasing a divine deck? Because if you're chasing a divine, like, because you said you have a mutant sample, that would mean I would also go and assume you're going to do the core of Discord. Keep one basic. And make it to the final shop after the boss, right? Make it to the final shop in the hidden core with the hidden boss. And see what you can get from the shop there. Because sometimes it can be more valuable to introduce a neutral card like Confiscation instead of removing a basic. No! No, fuck! Do I have... I don't have any undos anymore, do I? Fuck! Oh, let's hope that doesn't bite me in the ass. Fuck. So yeah, Cobalt Light did come and bite me in the ass. Not unlucky. It's my own fault. It's it's a skill issue. I could have done the copy event before I added Cobalt Light to the deck, which would have made that Cobalt Light appearing impossible. Sure, it could have also been to cure me, or I don't know, Shining Core, Plasma Missile, whatever the hell, but yeah, it's on me, right? I'm partly at fault. This is a scenario that could have been avoided. But, you know, it might be a blessing in disguise. It's not the worst thing to copy. It's not the worst thing to copy. Because there's still some very, yeah, fun variants we could find. It might become a problem. It might become a problem on the condition that we don't get it Epiphany, right? If we don't get the cards Epiphany, that'd be kind of bad. Okay, what's this here? Yeah, no brainer. We take the 3 Veracity gain upon break. Give me unique. Yes, easy. So now we also can't get that one as a copy target anymore. But yeah, no. The key part for this run turning into something like truly spectacular is us encountering the rare heart of the Orvane. Tall task, big ask, but, you know, might as well, right? Might as well try. There you go. Found it yourself. Awesome. The good luck from yesterday has come back to balance today. I don't know. I feel like we are still getting some good decks. Like, don't forget, we built this like funky multi-copy divine DPS Narja. Oh yeah, something I've noticed. If you're playing a fight, in a come on, I can do this. If you're playing a fight in an unidentified area, you can hypothetically, at least for that fight, skip an Epiphany by just not taking the Epiphany in the fight. You still get it the fight after, but if, for example, this is before the boss, then you can like make it to the boss, don't take the Epiphany in the boss as well, and then avoid it as a copy target, right? Oh, new Chizuru card, okay. Oh yeah, it's that one. Cthulhu? Maybe? No. Wonder of the Void? Display of Tragedy. At least we have it out of the way. Like, I like getting the Display of Tragedy out of the way early, because that means it doesn't appear later. And, you know, Display of Tragedy, it's also an additional fight. Anything that's a fight is more chances and builds up more towards copy targets. Also the music. You don't really get that track elsewhere, do you? Pretty chill. They could buff Chizuru by removing that unwanted Shadow of the Moon card from the deck, so it's easier to build and not fuck up copy targets. I mean, to a degree, it has its validity, but yes, I was wondering as well, why didn't they like make it exclusive to the status card and give her like an additional card instead? It would definitely do something. But the way the Shadow of the Moon at least works is if you naturally draw into it, it auto-fuses with your current Shadow of the Moon, giving you 5 additional stacks of value for the Will-O-Wisp counter. Shadow of the Moon not counting towards hand limit. I mean, that would be, yeah, sure, make it even better. But there's also certain advantages, like for example, it counting towards hand limit can help you with meeting the 8 card in hand requirement to get the maximum draw out of Forbidden Portrait of Fury. Waku waku. You say you can skip latent epiphanies. What I said is you can skip latent epiphanies in fights that you take in unidentified areas. Right? Like, if you go into an unidentified area and you take a fight, and that fight gives you an epiphany, and you don't play the epiphany during the fight, there is no latent epiphany at the end of the fight. Right? That's what I said. As I mentioned, it's not as useful, right? Because the only scenario I can think of for this to make sense is if this is like your final fight stage before like a copy target boss. Because that way you carry the epiphany over into the boss and then can wait it out and do the copy event first. Wow. Ooh. Okay, it's the memorandum guy again. Oh shit. Ah, whatever. Okay, so it's the memorandum guy again. Where would I... If I was a copy event, where would I be? If I was a copy event, where would I be? At the top. Because I'm special. That's where I'd be if I was a copy event. Any predictions who potentially can be the next limited unit? I mean, the easiest speculation would be it's the dog lady. You can see on the share the event post, just due to her having the same pose as Chizuru. But you know, we could also just not get a limited unit this year, this season, right? We could also just not get that. But yeah, we'll have to see. Hey, welcome back. Like an Egyptian cat? Oh, it's Cthulhu. I don't know. I would call her a shekel. Like a shakal, like Anubis, you know? Because it's like the triangular shape of the ears and that they're like firm rather than soft. But I don't know. Alright, so, I don't know, Cthulhu support gun would be fancy. Cthulhu gun itself would obviously also be appreciated. Defense percentage chess piece would be a little weird, but it would work out. If we get the 12% chess piece, we have to replace Memorandum, which is a really good chess piece. Up to 30% damage increase after getting hit. Oh yeah, we should probably go with like a defensive chess piece. Let's see what we get. Ah, it's the sphere again. I don't know. I'm just gonna smack that on Serenial. Logic error. That's coins. I don't need coins. What we need is epiphanies, cause oh my, we need some epiphanies. Ooh. So many unepiphanied cards still flying around here, and so many copy targets. Oh my, shit's gonna be a struggle. Okay, Divine Epiphany. Okay. For one turn, gain Fortitude 2 vulnerable. I don't know. If this was 2 morale, 2 vulnerable, that could be funky. Maybe we go with the 0 cost here. Just to like thin the deck. Usually I would take the double shop, but seeing how poor our like epiphany count still is, I probably want to take a fight. Just for like the off chance. Yeah, we can see some more epiphanies. No. And also, who knows, maybe this is the pathing. Maybe this is the pathing to get the divine copy event, right? The rare copy event. Because we haven't found the copy event yet. So, it has to be somewhere. She's not happy. Oh, now she's happy. Pew. Ah, it's the normal one. It's okay. 2 Shackles of Hunger is a weird copy though. What would I do with that? There's no like, I don't know, there's no real big value to me having multiple of those. You know? Are these runs seeded? I don't know. There probably is some seeding somewhere, but it's neither something I can manipulate, nor have I ever had the same run in a row. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, RNG has to work some way, right? Oh, you mean the idea of getting the mutant sample is either you do or you don't, instead of where you go. I did the copy event, so it's like either you just get it or you don't, and it's regardless of I don't know, I feel like my opinion is for like these planets that aren't lab 0, there would be, like, let's say there's 4 question marks in a row and you need to go to someone. I would say all 4 of those have the same event. That's kind of how I would think of it, you know what I mean? Like, for me, all of those would have the same event rather than chance. For the copy event, is the last 1 to 2 spots on Under Fate the only locations you can find it? No. The copy event can be found... the earliest I found a copy event is 2 spots away from the waypoint. So right here is the earliest I've ever found a Lab 0 copy event. I think I even have a screenshot. Because that was a bit more rare. Let me see. Yeah, I took a screenshot of my map at the time when I encountered the map. Copy event. I might be a screenshot on my phone. Oh no, it's right here. Yeah. Here. And here. So yeah, this is, you can see we are 2 away from the waypoint. This is where we're at. And that's the event, right? Like, I could show you the timestamp between these 2 screenshots, and you would see it's like 3 seconds apart. Yeah, so yeah. So that's the earliest I've ever found it. Jajan, jajan, jajan. Sometimes you gotta take a risk. Sometimes it bites you in the ass. Sometimes it pays off. Let's see what happens here. Do you think Magna is a good tank? I would say so. I think Magna is a good Vanguard. Do you think the next season of Chaos will ever convert? I feel like the player base is gonna beg for it if it doesn't, because we got so used to it existing. Crit that bitch. Good stuff. Alright. I want a copy of Bottomless Hunger if possible. Fuck. Alright, so what the hell is this deck? I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at deck-wise. But it is definitely something. Wild DPS Narja. I mean, it's out there. That's for sure. So, how many more save data points do we have? Oh, we can get 2 more Nutri cards. That's awesome. Because one removal is going to be 30. So, alright, come on. Give me Confiscation. We can't take another Forced Learning. We already have one. They don't stack. So yeah, I guess we accidentally quadruple copied the same Narja Epiphany, even though, let me remind you, we copied the Shackled Hunger or Shackles of Hunger before they were even epiphanied. So we still ended up with 4 copies through some, I don't know, through fate thinking it's hilarious. Makes me wonder if we'll even have enough AP to play all the cards I want to play. Is Narja the best support right now? I'd say so, yeah. Alright, so let's see what we can get in the final shop. Yeah, yada yada, blah blah blah, it was all lies. Oh no, I want to erase everything. Oh, the emptiness is so heavy. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't need the I don't want the defense buffing cards. That was never the intention for the deck. The deck was meant to be as a Chizuru support. Okay, come on. That's 1 confiscation. We still have space for 1 more. Come on. Come on. Something. Last one. Okay. Which means the last thing we can do is Epiphany. Hope for an Epiphany on the final boss. That's, I don't know, divine. So we can justify the save data space. Maybe like an AP divine. No. A draw divine would be awesome. Oh. Alright, so this card Epiphanies now, of all places. Because why not? So let's see what card is the one epiphanying. Ooh, no, I don't know. Help. What card is the one getting the epiphany? Confiscation, is it? Okay. So let's see what that confiscation has in store for us. I guess we never know. It got auto-triggered. There is a problem to this. And that is, I need to play the card. Because otherwise I have to beat the boss to get the epiphany. But I don't want to beat the boss. Because to beat the boss, I would lose the planet. I should have picked a different fucking Chizuru epiphany. Yep. I should have picked a different fucking Chizuru epiphany. Because now, due to us only drawing 4 cards, it's gonna be kinda hard for us to draw confiscation and not having it be insta-used by Chizuru. Come on, don't use it! Yes, easy. Alright. Give me Divine with Morale and draw. Okay. Alright, 1 Morale it is. Alright, so you know what? This deck might just barely meet our qualifications to be run alongside Chizuru. What do you think? We have Forced Learning, so 1 card draw per turn, 1 card draw plus Forbidden card draw plus Morale on Confiscation, and up to up to 3 card draw from Portrait. We have the Voluntary Control here. We have 2 cost reduction and 1 Morale. And then, I guess 4 copies of these ones, which shorten our deck and make sure that her deck is actually only, let's see, this card goes, this card goes, these cards don't count. Her deck is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards wide. No Divine deck? Well, I mean, what will you do, right? We have to try tomorrow again, or we have to try later, but we kept the planet. We got the deck, and yeah, I don't know. Alright, I kind of want to see how they perform. Just like off-rip, just her and this deck together with the Chizuru. Let's see what's possible here. Oh, come on. It might also give us a good idea of, are we close to this deck making sense? As well as also, what do we need, right? What do we need from our third teammate, if it does make sense? How are you consistently building 3 veracity for all those shackles? You don't need 3 for all. You just need to consume 3 in total. Right? And due to us having 4 copies, they themselves give us 4 veracity every turn. But even that isn't as much of a problem. Due to the fact that we can just use the basic attack upgrade, right? Use the basic attack upgrade to create veracity and consume veracity every time we attack. Right, like so for example right here, this is like the idea. Attack, we get a stack, consume 2 stacks, use 2 stacks, get 2 stacks, and then again, attack twice, use 2, stay at 2, and then, would you believe it? Use up 2, generate 2. So, yeah. That isn't as much of a challenge to us as it might seem on first glance. Yeah, and now we don't have to draw these cards, and our hand always looks full and nice. Maybe it's too full. Fuck. Yeah, it should be fine. I mean, we can always play out these cards if we feel like it, I guess. It's not unfun. Why did we go with Selena? Our Selena here. Have a look at our Selena deck. Wait. Let me show you my Selena deck. Wait, where's Selena? Selena, hello? I need to show you my Selena. Fuck. Game doesn't want to. What can you do, right? What can you do? So yeah, that's right. I could have also used Amir, but it's same thing. But no, I'm currently just kind of testing out, seeing, okay, who could we introduce from the outside in without like this a lot. No, there's a fancy word. There's a fancy word I'm searching for. But I probably won't find it. Disrupting? Oh yeah, yep. That might just be it. Without disrupting the flow of the team. Yeah. That might just have been just the fancy word I was looking for. Oh, I miscounted. Should have been one additional draw. Yeah, we could definitely have played this a lot more effective. Use a 0 card E6 Ray? Nah, we could probably build a better deck for a Ray to fit into this rotation. Because we just need the Ray to have positive draw. Which should be quite easy so long as we get Ray with the Forbidden Portrait of Fury as well. And then we should be just fine. Huh. I guess we're gonna die here. Just due to the sheer fact that we don't have 1,600... 1,662... One HP, huh? That's... That's unfortunate. So we have 1,661 max HP and my guy deals 1,662 damage. Tough. Tough times. Is there an ego skill that could save us? Yeah, no. Nah, we could just give her gear. Selena is currently gearless. If you look at the stats, we have 584, 625 and 452. So, yeah, there's ways around this. But, yeah. Huh. Interesting. 07, unfortunate. Reroll egos. No. There's a lot of different options, a lot of different choices we have here. You know, I would... What would I rate? What would I rate the Narja deck we were able to put together? If 10 is like absolutely incredible, 0 is complete garbage, what are you doing? I'd personally give it like a... I think it's like a solid 8 in terms of this synergy, right? Because we save ourselves 4 cards that could not be drawn. That kind of like allow us to draw more reliably into her cards. We have an additional draw here. We have some draw here with a bit of morale and some extra draw here. So overall we have 3, 5, 6 cards of draw value. 4 cards get drawn out instantly. And otherwise, epiphany wise, we have 1 morale neutral. It increased tenacity damage, 3 veracity. And I guess, yeah, the heal is a bit of a like stain, you could say. A 6 or a 7? 5? 7-ish? What? So low? I mean, I guess, yeah, I really just want to see us get either the 2 cost reduction or the 3 cost reduction with 1 draw, huh? Because otherwise, what more do we need? We have the basic attack boost to get the basic damage and the guaranteed veracity. We have, that's the minimum we want. And the only other thing we could try to like get is potentially like a bottomless hunger. Bottomless hunger with cost reduction and draw. Cost here and draw. Maybe like a lead draw, but that's not that important. I mean, what else would we go here for? Like, this one is just for one card, which isn't really that worth it, especially because we never make it to 5 veracity anyway, right? So we don't get the 3 predation. I don't know. I mean, here, epiphany-wise, this would be kind of awkward. This be kind of awkward. This be kind of useless. This be kind of useless. I mean, this is the best one. Besides, I guess, this card with like a standard epiphany giving us 2 morale. I don't know. Looks like a DPS Narja. It does. But it gets the job across, right? It has card draw. It has infinite veracity. But yeah, okay, I can see it. The only problem is we do not have predation generation outside of mealtime. So the most we can get ever is 4 stacks of predation. Alright. But you know what? This did remind me of the fact that, you know, maybe this as a neutral epiphany isn't that bad, you know? Like, maybe this is what we want on Jackets of Hunger. Just so we get, like, one less card we can draw into. Because, let's be real here, the veracity isn't that important. The shield is irrelevant. The hit stacks are irrelevant. We never really get to 5 veracity unless we copy the control before. Could also be the retain thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess retain would serve the same purpose. But that requires us... I mean, oh, I guess we can get to 5. So we do the basic attack to get to 2. Use Bottomless Hunger here to get to 3. And then consume the 5. Yeah, okay, so I guess retain, huh? It's between... So I guess these then are our 2 options, right? It's between the retained Jackets of Hunger and the Jackets of Hunger attack card. You can get Jackets of Hunger with a Divine and use 4 every turn. Yeah, but what if I told you the Divine doesn't work? Like, the best Divine we could get here, the best Divine you can get is 1 AP. Or maybe 2 vulnerable, but the 2 vulnerable gets consumed by this thing as well already. So 1 AP would be the best one. Now let me show you something that has a little bit of a problem with us having 1 AP as a epiphany, right? Like, Chizuru's inhibit. Huh? It doesn't really look too kindly on AP gen. It's kind of useless. Yeah. But yeah, so retain thingy or the start of turn thingy. Voluntary control would then be like our copy target before epiphanying it. Or maybe just straight up Bottomless Hungers, yeah. Yeah, but Vulnerable Divine is kind of like, you apply the Vulnerable, but then, yeah, okay, I guess you could apply the Vulnerable, use it up, apply the Vulnerable, use it up, apply the Vulnerable, use it up. There's potential, there's definitely some more potential, but honestly, I'm decently happy with it. And now we just have to, like, finish it off with, let's say, a Ray deck, right? So the finishing touch to a triple combo would be a Ray deck where I would imagine us getting something similar to this, right? Something similar to this. Very, very draw powerful. With the only difference being here, the 0 cost version. And here, the... here the Void card 50% damage boost version instead of the plus 100% for one attack card, so we can get a 50% boost for every single slash of every basic attack, which means it's 16 times of 16 times 50. Or yeah, then obviously Strike a Darkness with morale, draw, or just the 150%. Or maybe even the 80% unique, right? Not gonna lie, but Enfield killed Chaos Zero Nightmare. Damn. Oh, that's tough. So Enfield just went and they did like this to oh fuck. They cooked the game. Oh no. Oh no. How's it already 6:28? We've been doing this for 4 hours? God damn. God damn. I guess I can look forward to some more farming on reset. Alright, people. I think this is it. I look around. I might just make another video where I'm just gonna break down save data and how it works in like 5 minutes or less. So you can like understand the numbers easy, nice, and simple. And yeah, appreciate all you tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I did not expect this to already be 4 hours, but we'll continue. We'll continue our farming session for our Chizuru deck. For our Chizuru basic attack focus deck. Yeah. No, the journey continues.